Holy shit. Am I actually fucking live? I should not have cursed. It's my first word out of my mouth here. All right, let's make sure I'm actually on with YouTube, because YouTube takes forever to come on with StreamYard. So let's make sure we're actually on. Oh, and I didn't even change the playlist. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Let's. Oh my gosh. Quiet, quiet, quiet. My phone's going crazy. I'm just having a day here. If you can't tell. All right, we'll quiet you down. Quiet, 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 quiet. There we go. Okay, now let's put you on the playlist so people can actually see that I'm actually here. So hello, everybody. We got a few things to do. Somehow, I swear to God, somehow I'm always late. Always late. No matter what I do, never on time anymore. So let's actually put this at the top so people can see that I'm actually live. Let's go back to the other playlist. And I have a fan on because it's hot as anything today, as usual. It's California, yay! And it's hot as heck. Okay, so now I think that we are good to go. Go to the channel and make sure. Yay, it actually says we're live. Yay. Oh, now I go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi! Woo! Oh my gosh, I actually made it. Not on time by any stretch of the imagination, but I actually made it. So first my computer wouldn't work and then it restarted, but then it said it had to do updates, which you know updates, of course, when you don't need to update your computer and don't care, it takes 2 seconds. But when you have a live stream, it takes forever to update, of course, right? And then I couldn't get my camera working, and let's try to make sure my mic is actually like near me so you can actually hear me, because we got some shizzle and manizzle to talk about. Because I don't know about you, but I am tired of lies. And I am tired of people making up lies. And I know I left like 7 months ago, but it's apparent to me that there are a lot of people who don't know the story. So they don't know that these are lies. So I just kind of felt it like, not my duty, but I just kind of felt like maybe it's time to make sure that everybody's on the same page as to what the reality of, hey, Little Devil, hey, Pink Birdo, hey, Just Dawn. I'll say hi to everybody first. Hey, Pixie Truther, hey, KK, my little Pittsburgh girl. Hey, Just Dawn, hey, Turtle Dove, hey, me, hey, StreamYard. How's it going? Well, geez Louise, I need a sip of soda. That's how it's going. That means it's not going very good. Oh my gosh. Like today was just one of those days where everything that could go wrong did go wrong, you know? Like, you know, like my lighting isn't like right, and you know, it was funny, like someone said like my eyelashes were quick. It's like, no, just like sometimes there's bad lighting and things just look weird. Like this won't even turn on or off. Like, this isn't even on or off. Like, it's just been one of those days. But my point of today was kind of to, hold on, here it is. Let me see if you stretch in here. Was kind of to tell the truth. To tell the truth of what is going on in our wonderful YouTube. Can't even see this to get this in there. Hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hold on. I need a better light to get in here. I can't see that. I'm basically, to tell the truth. Hold on. I'll be back in 1 second. To tell the truth of what really is going on in our YouTube streets. And what really is the truth about who is who and who's done what and who are the good guys and who are the bad guys. Well, thank you. I didn't. So I have this thing, this new thing, because I wear extensions and you can heat them because they're real hair and everything. But it's better if you don't. So I have this wackadilliac thing that you can put in your hair that like kind of curls it. So basically I just like pulled it out and went like that, and that's my hair, and I haven't even combed it. I literally like pulled it out of the thing and didn't even comb it, so it looks like hell. I don't really care. It's not really. The one thing you'll notice about me is how I look is not of any concern to me. I really don't care what I look like. I don't. I probably should, but I don't. I don't care what I look like. I mean, I try not to look like dog piss, but Anyway, but my point was there's a lot of confusion about a lot of things. And, I was looking the other night and, there seems to be, not because like I've said it, but because other people said it, that there's kind of like two sides, two factions in YouTube. And there's like one side who like hates the other side and thinks we're all like snobs and like bitches and we think full of ourselves. And, I'm of that group. I just think too much of myself and I am Barbie and a prom queen and blah, blah, blah. And I put other people down. And it's totally not true. And then like we all get lumped into that. And then there's this other group who thinks like, everything they do is wrong and like they just get shit on and, and we look down on them, and it's totally not true. Hey, Roxy. So I just kind of wanted to clear up the truth of like, there are no sides. There are no sides. There are people who dislike other people because of how they're intimidated by and jealous by them, and they talk a lot of shit about them. And then when they get replied to, then they're the victim. So I actually made up, which I was going to do a little skit. Let me see if I can find it. I made up a little like rhyme thing, and I think it gets the point across really well. So you are a snob when it comes to some. I mean, we're all a snob when it comes to some. I mean, that's human nature. It's human nature to kind of be snobby about some things. But there's a difference between like being a stuck-up, or maybe a little light, I'll help, being like a stuck-up snob who just thinks they're better than everybody else. And, it's just different. And so anyway, so let me read my little thing that I was going to write. Okay, it said, Purple and Heidi sitting in discord, wishing they had a life like yours. First comes crying, then comes lying. Then they make up a story where you are this and so much more. Full of yourself, a snob, look down on others, or fake, had 100 facelifts, or plastic, or a drug addict, or a child abuser, talk badly about missing kids, go after them, has a husband who kicked them out of their house due to marital problems, doesn't have custody of her kids, or a bully, hates other women, goes after the disabled, has a channel with videos all about them, has videos with clips from their channels, clones accounts, sells and pushes pills, have a dad in the mafia and a husband in the FBI, leak nude pictures of Hopi that aren't even nudes, and the lies go on. And those are all lies that have been said about me. Then they play the victim while they call you a whore. They say that they never go after anyone who doesn't go after them first. Of all the lies, this one is the worst, because most of the time it is totally not true. This works especially on an unknown YouTuber that is totally new. People tend to believe their friend, it's just human nature, but realize the human you are listening to is the real manipulator. This is why Heidi and Purple have till tomorrow to show proof of how I went after them first, because my Wednesday live is chock full of receipts that show how they are the real jerks. Anything bad you've heard about me simply isn't true. Jealous women have always gone after me in this exact same manner. So I have 50 years experience in exposing the truth and what I really stand for. I don't do it by screaming, swearing, or paying for character assassinations. I do it by exposing the truth with maturity, fact, class, and zero manipulations. But don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I grew up in the ghetto, so sometimes there is a reason for my meekness. I was groomed and kept in hiding by the mafia for a year, so trust me, I could kick your ass if I wanted to, my dear. That is not a threat, because in 50 years I've never started a fight. But as my grandfather told me, if one is presented to you, make sure you're the only person who walks away when night turns into light. I'm no stranger to a real fight, in-person ones, not keyboard ball bullies who never even show their faces. but I can say I've never lost a fight, and I did it while keeping my grace. So there you have it, boys and girls. It's time to put your bullshit where your mouth is. But I'm afraid your ass is going to be jealous of all the shit that comes out of there because you don't have a robe or trust fund to stand on. Be ready with receipt for anything you want to say about me. If not, it's hearsay, and you'll be the fool for everyone to see. Don't try to get out of this or start faking documents. My old nanny's hubby is chief of police and can vet all what you send. So don't embarrass yourself worse, or for you, this will be the end. So that was going to be my little skit for the morning. But how was that for basically what we all have to say? So, hey, Pixie. Hey, Crystal. So basically, I'm like one of the first people to have gone after. Hey, Deal, you woo poo poo. And I'll put that, maybe I'll make that as a real skit. But I am one of the first people to have been gone after for absolutely no reason. And I have proof of that. I have proof of all of that I did nothing to anybody, yet I got gone after. And when I came back after 7 months, I actually said, I don't want any bullshit. I don't want any drama. And I didn't go after anybody. It did. It came with dick coloring pages. Like every other verse has a dick coloring page. And I said, I don't want any drama. I don't want any bullshit. I just came back here to do my stuff. I'm taking my memberships to Patreon. You know, I'm going to kind of not even be on YouTube as much. So keep your shit to yourself. And then all at once, one day I heard that I was a stalker. And I was number 2 after Tiffany, because Tiffany and her were having that fight at the time. And I was it was like me and Pixie were number 2. And I was like, what the crap? I haven't said a thing about you. You've said, so there it went again. But this time I decided that every time someone says something about me, I'm going to respond. Instead of last time, what I did was just ignore it and figured, if I don't give it life, it'll go away. Well, it didn't, right? So hello, Mystic Firefly. So that's kind of where we are today. I was here to I'm just going to out all the bullshit. She said because we talk about her growing up, we met. But see, that's the thing. Yes, no one's ever said we don't ever talk about her. Of course we do. But there's a thing called action reaction. And, she always says, oh, you can only push me too far. Well, same with us. I come back on here after 7 months and have said nothing. And all at once I hear that, me and my husband are having problems and which families are off limits. And he's kicked me out of the house and I live in my garage. Out of nowhere, I hear that. And I'm like, what in the crap nuggets is that? I already said I want nothing, and there you go again. And then, so I made a skit. And then 4 hours of content later, 4 hours of content over a 1 minute 33 skit. She actually came on my panel, got her ass schooled, went over to her channel, made a live called Lying Ass Bitches, which promptly got taken down. Dirty delete much? I don't know. So I apologize that this is a bit of a drama live. I have said I'm not going to do the drama and and I'm kind of lying right now because I am doing a little drama. But my hope is that we can squash this and people can realize that this isn't working for anybody and they can zip it and go move on and get real content. Because I remember Justin and I talking one time and we said there's a difference between channel holders and content creators. And some people out here are channel holders and some people out here are creators. And I myself like to think of myself as a creator, but I see that some people are content holders. And I would like them to be, there's been a lot of dirty deleting. Yes, there has. And I don't delete anything. Hey, Matt, I've never deleted anything. I don't delete anything. But even right after Tango was on, because Tango was the one on your thing, Matt, right? Because I get them all mixed up. I can't keep track of them. Tango was on your thing and got called out. And then the next day, I see some bullshit with them. And I see her making some posts like, oh, it must be the pills, baby. And I'm like, I don't even know you. I don't know you, but thank you for trying to distract from your issues by coming at me for like that's already been tried. That's already been tried. People have already like everybody gets called a pill person at some point. But that's already been tried with me and it failed. So like, really? Like can you think of something new in that little brain of yours? Like, I mean, like really? So I decided I'm going to come with receipts and I'm going to like squash it, and if from here on out, if people want to say, if Purple wants to say she comes after me because I go after her first, then just like she says, you come with a receipt or you shut the fuck up. So I'm going to come with receipts that show that she did not get gone after first. And if she thinks I'm wrong, she can show her release. So I cry myself to sleep because of it. Oh wait, what? Hold on. What I just read. Hey, Mr. Pork. Oh, hey, Mr. Pork. I didn't see you. Hey, Peaches. I didn't see you either. It's asinine, in my opinion. It is. It's stupid. It's stupid. There are wars going on. There are people dying. Like there's so much going on in the world for us to deal with. That dealing with hatred on YouTube is just stupid, in my opinion. Just stupid. And Pink Bow, like I have been gone after. Like you don't know me, but I mean, like they turned Tony against me, and Tony love her to death, but she's got a mouth on her. And she went after me for 6 weeks. And I didn't say a word because I knew she was in a bad place. And because I have enough class to say, I'm not going to go after somebody who's in a bad place. But they weaponized the shit out of her. And she went after me hard for 6 weeks. And I just, let it go. And when she got to a good place, then you'll see on my channel, I gave her one. And that's all it took. And that was the end of that. But it does. It takes a very strong person to hear what a horrible person you are, especially when you have children and you hear, that you're not a good mother. Then over and over and over and over and over again. That takes a lot. Matthew, I keep missing your. I miss his live streams. I miss most people's lives, especially in the summer, which is usually I take from June to August off. Every time I've been here, I take that time period off. But this time I took a lot longer off because I didn't know if I wanted to come back. The bullshit was that bad. Tango was on my thing. Yeah, Tango was on your thing. And then, then they came after me trying to distract from everything. Roxy's place, mine is not deleted, it's just unlisted. Oh yeah, she was like, it's unlisted, but I already have the URL so I can get to it, blah, 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 or whatever. I'm always learning. Deal you with the fear. I cry myself to sleep because, I mean, it's so stupid. And don't even give them that power. Like, that's the thing. Don't give people the power over you to upset you. Like, that's the thing. You're giving, like, by you getting upset, you're giving them power. Don't do that. Don't do it. Like, don't do it. KK. Why may I ask? Hey. I may need to do a purple interview. Well, that would be a good one, but I'm tired of people feeling they have the right to take part. Yeah, I mean, it is sad that people think that that they have the right to do that to people. It's and like I said, like I grew up, everyone knows I grew up very, very poor. And, I grew up literally in the ghetto. I grew up in, public housing and, we had food stamps and ate government cheese. And I grew up very, very poor. And my, people said, what do you want to be when you grow up? I didn't say I said, I want to be rich because I never wanted to go back to that, feeling of like, I don't have enough to eat. I don't, my mom sews my clothes. It was a horrible feeling. And, I have a feeling that Purple and especially Heidi, who's a trust fund baby, grew up, middle class. they've never known a serious like brawl when they've seen one, and so they think they're like big old badass keyboard warriors, and they've never really felt what it's been like to like really get down and dirty. And if they did, it would they wouldn't survive that for very long. Pink Bird, YouTube is known for destroying friendships and relationships. That's why I try my hardest not to put. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You really do need to. I mean, you can build really great friendships on YouTube, and it has been done, but you kind of have to do this. You have to really get to know them better than you would get to know someone on the street, and you need to test it, and you need to meet them in person. And there's like this whole different, like I do have a few people on here who I consider to be very good friends of mine, but it is very hard to get to that point with someone, and you have to really go an extra mile to get to that point, because you never know. Like, you never know when someone is playing with you. You don't, and that's why, Heidi, I mean, she's the one who said it. And it's when I was studying her for my second, the wannabe reality star, and the mattress mamas who were her panel guests. Test tube baby is more like it. Test tube wacko is more like it. But like I was like researching her, and people were making fun of her because she had just got monetized, and she was all like being badass. And she said something like, I don't really need the money because I'm a trust fund baby. And people like went ripping on her like nobody's business. I mean, and this was the middle of the night, and she tried to like recover from it, but she started that. And I remember like the next day I had said it, and she like went off on me for it. And I was like, you're the one who said it. I'm just kind of like repeating what you said. I mean, my God, like, you said it. Like, aren't you proud of it or something? I don't know. But it's funny because, with her, I created the wannabe reality star, which was Molly, and then the mattress mamas, which was all of her panel guests, which were like a lot of people. Yeah, trust fund babies don't fight for 15 years to claim disability. Yeah, they don't. I mean, like, I don't understand why she's fighting so hard, and why she goes after me for it. Like, I'm sorry, it's all public record. And I hate to tell you, but I was besties with Hopi, so she handed it all to me, which is what you see in public record and a whole lot more, So, like, I know everything beyond like, people forget that sometimes, that Hopi was with L15, and and she dated her brother, and she gave her her computer with all of her programs and all of her info on it. So Heidi had everything L15 had, and the ability to do everything she had. And then she gave it all to me for safekeeping. And so I have all of the texts between her and Heidi and I mean, I know, like, I could be, if I was a bitch who like let out personal information, I could be really dangerous. But that's not who I am, because I was brought up that your word is your bond, and your family name is all that you have. So if you trash that by like showing yourself as to be untrustworthy or whatever, like you lose something. Like, you can't do that. So I just would never do that. That's just not who I am. I mean, I could ruin half this community, but I wouldn't do it unless I was like a tiger backed into a corner in YouTube. But like, that's just not who I am. I think that's a shitty thing to do. You know what I mean? Just so you can screenshot this Heidi, you her lying piece of shit. She kind of is. But I mean, I will never forget when, like, I went on Purples because they were talking about me, and everyone said go over there because they thought we were going to make peace or something like that. And I went over there, and instead they like ripped on me and were like, why are you here? And they're like, we have all your information, we just haven't done anything with it yet. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, that's really good for you, but let's turn the tables around, and I don't think you want it. But they said it in a way that was very threatening to me, and I was like, well, good, do it. Like, I've already been doxxed, everything's already been put out there. There's nothing more that you have that hasn't been put out there, but like that's a really interesting way that, you know, to say it, you know. And they were just like, well, we're just such good people, we wouldn't do anything yet. And it's like you're saying something, it's passive aggressive. It's like you're saying you're not going to do anything, but you're saying it in a way that it's like, but I could do something in a heartbeat. And it's like, really, then just go do it. Just go do it. Go for it. I don't care. Like Heidi, you know, used to threaten me about all of our emails back and forth. I'm going to put them out there. And it's like, so I put them out there. I was like, fine, I'll put them out. So I put them all out there. They make her look worse than me, you know. And the funny thing is like, you know, in her last little rendition of how she was going to, like, I don't know if you guys heard, but if you notice, I'm surviving the heat. I have all the lights off except for my solar lights, and I have a fan in front of me. I don't have anyone information. Like, and that's the thing. I didn't share any information with anybody, but and both of me and my husband's Facebooks were private. So they actually did this weird thing where they pretended to be GoDaddy, and I mean, it was pretty crazy how they did it. But they ended up, but they only got 5 email addresses, only 2 of which worked, and they both went to me, which was like stupid. And well, thank you, Mystic Firefly. So it was, I mean, they basically got nothing. But I've always talked about tell nuggets. Like my grandfather used to talk about tell nuggets. You give someone a nugget of information, and then it tells you a lot about them. And the nugget does not have to be, are you okay, just on? I just heard someone say, are you feeling okay? I'm good, Lynn. Thanks, hon. Oh, God. Ugh, Dayquil. Ugh. Have you ever tried Delsum? Delsum is really good at, my son had really bad sinus issues, and they don't, at least out here, they won't even give you an antibiotic for him. So I was trying to teach him how to hawk a loogie. He couldn't figure out how to hawk a loogie. So I gave him Delsum, and it breaks everything up really well. And I put a humidifier in, and it got him to hawk the loogie up. But that's really gross. But anyway, but the nugget doesn't have to be true, or, you know, it's better if it is false. So, you know, when she was saying how, you know, she was all mad at me because she said I maliciously put out Lori Davis's personal information with the agenda of hurting her. Well, no, that's not exactly how it went. If you Google channels with the name Lori Davis, there are about 200. So since she doesn't know me or like me or watch me or have anything to do with me, how does she know which Lori Davis I was talking about? And I didn't bring up Lori Davis. Robin Lennon brought up Lori Davis and said, I wonder how she's doing. I haven't seen her for a while. And I simply said, I haven't seen her either. And she's not friends with either of us. So how does she know? You know, I took a screen record of like all the, like there's literally 200. You just scroll through and there's tons of them. So who knows which one we were talking about? But like, all I did was answer, and I was very kind. I said, I hope that either she is staying away from YouTube, because that would not be good for someone in active addiction, or she's in rehab. Either way, I wish her well. And that's what I said, which is actually very kind, considering I have screenshot after screenshot of a certain Lori Davis, which may or may not be the same one, like being very rude and hurtful and disrespectful towards me. So once again, there's another lie by Heidi, making up this lie that I've gone after this woman for no reason and put her personal information out to hurt her, which I wasn't the one who put her information out, and I didn't do it to hurt her, and I didn't hurt her. I actually was very kind. And again, we don't know if that's the right one. But that's yet another example of someone doing something. But she mentioned, when she said that, she said, you know, when we sent those emails back and forth, you told me your whole life story and don't think I won't use it against you. Well, you were told a narrative that was concocted for a reason. And one of the reasons was for you to tell your story back. And the other reason was to give you nuggets to see where they went. And interestingly enough, I don't know how many of you saw the emails that went back and forth, but in it, I told her that I had made an extreme amount of money in the .com industry. And in one of the emails that I got from the doxers, it said, "We're going to go after you more than anybody because you have the most assets." Well, at the time that I was doxxed, I had not done live streams yet. I had only talked to people through the comments. I did like a skit a week and I answered comments. So there's no way anybody would have had any knowledge of what I did prior or anything about anything. So for that to be stated, I don't know where that information would have been gotten from, other than, a statement that I made to one person. So that's an example of a tell nugget. It's a nugget of information that I told her that came back to me in a certain way that tells me quite a bit about who she is and what she does. So, I'm not saying that she had to do with anything, but it's quite interesting that certain information came back to me, and there's only one person who could have possibly even come close to knowing that information. So that is a tell nugget. And, she thinks she's got all this information on me, and it's like, you've got a narrative that I made up that may or may not be true, and may be partially true, but may not be partially true. But, I think they like to think that I'm just like this dumb blonde who just like, and think about it. Do you really think I would be that naive? Like, we're having a conversation because you called me an effing cunt and you're apologizing, and I'm just going to tell you my life story. Like, how naive and ignorant of that would be, would I be to just do that? Like, think about it. Like, I don't know, just stupid. Pixie knows I have a cold. Colds suck because there's not, if it's bacterial, you can take antibiotics, but if it's viral, there's nothing you can do. But stay warm. It's really good. Those heater things that go in your gloves that you like break up, and then they get really warm, and then you put them in your gloves, and then like your gloves are all warm. They have ones for your feet that go in your socks that make your socks really warm. I put them like between my boobs, and they make my boobs really warm. And like just the same with hats. Like when I was in drum corps, I marched in a drum corps, and we used to take like towels and put ice water on them, and then put them on our head and put like a baseball cap on it, or like put one of those hot things and put it on our head and put a baseball cap on it. But like, it's so funny listening to creators read chat. It is, because some people, they're like, Roxy's place, yeah, I've had the science. And some people read like normal people, and some people can't read at all. I need men's for your kittens. But then I'd have to speak text, and that would be a mess. Oh, and if anyone wants to come up, they can. I always forget that. But basically, I have one thing that I want to show you that shows, like, one thing I was taught was that when people lie about the dumb things, which is why when you get a lie detector, they first ask you stupid things, because they want to get a baseline. If you'll lie about like what your middle name is, then, you'll probably lie about anything. And so they get their baseline. And yes, like, I don't know if supposedly cursing, means you have higher intelligence because you're more willing to like show who you are and some blah blah blah. But my take is you lose all credibility though. If the only way you can fight, like a couple of weeks ago, if the only way you can fight with me is to swear at me. Hold on one sec, Pink Bird. Let me just get this all out, or I'll lose my train of thought. If the only way you can fight with me is to curse at me and curse with me, then you've lost your credibility. If you can't find something real to say, then you've lost it right then and there. So I'm a bit cuckoo. So hold on, let me just read this. I can't believe the foul language they leave. You know, and it's one thing to use foul language. You know, before I had kids, I was like, I was a truck driver mouth. You know, um, if you've had a sinus infection for a really long time, they will give you antibiotics. Like eventually, they will give you antibiotics. Like if you've had it for too long, because it could be something else. You know, like if you've been going on for too long. Um, so freezing. I'm sorry you don't feel good. It's really hot here. We've been trying to like do the shed and do some other stuff. And it's so hot. It's been like bringing my brain. But I do have some videos that I want to show. That who's going on panel? You, Roxy, Lindsay, Pink Birdo's in the back. So yeah, she's still here. So she wants to come up, and I'm gonna get. And while she comes up, I'm gonna get some video ready. So here. So Pink Birdo, just like show like a hand or something, so I know like you're like, you know, not like a bot or some weird thing. So just like show me something. You don't have to show you like your face. Oh, there's KK. Pink Birdo, just show me like you're like a human being. Just show me something, anything. I don't care what it is.
I don't care. I'm not no human being.
I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying
know.
Pink Birdo. I just want to see like a, you know.
Oh, okay.
I need to see more than the little avatar to know that, or I'll just do this here. We'll just do this. There we go. Oh, wait.
I'm here.
There we go. Hi.
How are you?
I am well. Thank you. I just want to
Good.
make sure you're not like a, you know, I've never been porn bombed, you know, that's the funniest thing. And I had my first live, I had Michelle Sabate come on my panel. And I was like, and she was awful to Justin. And I was like, I'm not letting you on because I know you're going to be awful. And she was like, please. And I was like, and it was my first live. So I had no idea what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like I was like, you're being selfish. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you're doing that to me. Well, I'm sorry you have a head cold. That sucks. Just lay down and ride it out. So how are you ladies doing? I'm going to get some videos ready.
I'm just wonderful because I'm alive and I'm kicking.
Well, me too. Me too. But I'm just sick of all the bullshit and all the lies. And like I was looking last night at chat, and I was like, all the people that I used to see over there at chat are no longer there. And a lot of them are over here because they've realized that the things that they heard about me were not true and came over here. And I think that says a lot, you know, and I have like 1/3 the subs, and like, you know, and I don't look at view count. I don't care about that stuff. I just want to put out quality stuff, and I don't care about that stuff. But I was looking, and I was like, you know, I don't think that's going so well over there, like being a bitch and just like calling random people out, because you're getting a random turnover really fast, and that's not good either, you know. So I just kind of wanted to use this live to kind of like squash, you know, all the bullshit and all the lies of like, you're this, you know, because people believe what their friends hear. So when their friends say, oh, you know, Queen OG, she's like the biggest snob on the planet. She's like, her face is about to fall off. She's had 100 facelifts, and she like thinks she's better than everyone else. And you're like, oh, that's who she is? Oh, well, I'll stay away from her. Meanwhile, if you meet me, you realize like I'm like nothing like that. Yeah, neti pots have to be distilled water only. Only. So make sure you do that. So
you know,
go ahead.
You can't. That's why I was gonna say that you can't really have a true actual. You mean you can have some true friends. It's possible to have some true friends, but really on the internet you can't really actually have true friends, because people will just go around and try their hardest to like destroy that person.
Two things. One, Gavin.
Here, hold on. I'll just mute myself and you guys talk.
Well, what I was going to say too is look at why people are at other places is because they're tired of hearing what is going on all the time. And if they leave, you know, the treatment that that person gets. There's people that go and try to have to change their names and kind of like let other people know who they are, but don't let that other person know because they're mean to you. You know, I mean, who wants it? Who wants it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
My husband said you can use regular water, but with a salt solution that comes with it.
Tom, I said hi.
My boys invited their friends over to go swimming. But he said, I totally misspelled that. I just got my nails done, so I can't type for anything. But he said it comes with a little salt solution, and you can use regular water if you put that salt in it. So you don't have to use distilled water if you don't have it. Knowledge is power.
Yes,
but yeah, a lot of people do change their names because, like with me, so here's my story, and I have all the receipts to back it up, but I don't have to bother with it. But like, I had put out a video, and it was, I came here at the end of March in 2022. And in May, I made a video from fart to drama, and I had this character, Kathy Von Snickertrap, who was like vice president of YouTube Drama. And it was all about how, like, you know, okay, how are we going to turn this fart into drama? And like part of it was like, well, when you do opioids, you get, you know, bunged up and you get constipated. So you fart. So the person must have an opioid addiction, you know. So it was all this like crazy stuff, how we were going to turn someone farting into like, you know, drama or whatever. So I'm going to try and get this so the three of us know. There we go. And I guess she had farted in December, which I wasn't even here yet.
Yeah.
But she thought that the video was about me. So I have a clip of her saying, I love the video. It's great. So first she loved it and it was great. And then she thought it was about her. So then she went onto her panel at night and was like, there's this creator that most of you probably don't know, or if you know her, you don't like her. But she totally tried to make fun of me, and it's okay because I have thick skin. But, you know, her name's Queen OG, and she's kind of a bully, and, you know, and just really talked badly about me, you know. And it was like, okay, thanks. And, you know, so I wrote in the chat, like, it's not about you. And then she had, like, her people, like, C Tada wrote on it. And they gave me, like, clips to, like, videos where she did fart, like, as if it's going to jog my memory. Like, oh, yeah, she farted. It jogs my, like, I hate to tell you, but I know why I made my video better than you did. So this whole fight.
It's not all about you. The whole world is not about, we're not all attacking you.
I mean, I got it because I have 2 sons and a husband, and I've had 2 babies. I've actually been pregnant 4 times. I fart a lot too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I finally had to go up on her channel and say, it's not about you. Please stop talking about me. And I'm sure that was embarrassing. So after that, I was a bully channel. I wasn't a roast channel. I was a bully channel.
Yeah.
But yet it's okay to raise money to roast Pink Birdo. Like, so that kind of pisses me off. So from then on, I was a bully channel, not a roast channel. And she just said horrible things about me. And I never said anything back. I was like at the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give it life. If I say anything back, I'm giving it life. Hey, Youper girl. You know, and I'm, you know, so I'm just going to be quiet about it and it'll go away. And it didn't go away. And so finally I made a video. I'll show you the clip, but well, you keep talking and I'll find the clip. But I mean, that's the kind of thing that happens. She mistakes something that someone did for something else. And then, you know, she does have a big platform. So she goes out and she says it, and it's hard to come back from that. Like now I have like how many thousand people who just heard I'm a bully channel, and they're not going to go to my channel to vet it. They're just going to believe that I'm a bully. And at that point I was like 2 months old, you know, like I didn't need that kind of thing. So
That's like someone came on and said about about me and in the reselling community, and
Yeah.
she didn't know about it, but then it turned out the stupid thing that happened on that channel. You know, people don't understand. Make up your own mind. Walk your steps one in front of the other and make sure you are happy which way you went. If you do not, you can make mistakes. Turn around, walk off to your right, walk off to your left. But, don't follow people. Don't listen to everything people say.
Exactly. And I mean, I remember Ginny, Colleen. She actually came and wrote in the comment section, like, how dare you say these things about Purple? Like, she had heard things that Purple said, and she went off on me, about how horrible a person I was and blah, 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 and how I could do this. And I was very respectful to her. And I do fart. I pee outside, you know that. Like, sometimes, believe it or not, I know that I'm not going to make it all the way up the stairs to go pee. And I've been pregnant 4 times. I've had 2 children. The first one, I was in labor for 50 hours. I blew myself out. So, like, sometimes if I got to go, I got to go. So sometimes I just go pee outside. Sorry, maybe that's TMI, but see, I'm not a princess. I'm not a stuck-up snob, or I would not have said that. But anyway, now, damn it, now I forgot what I was going to say. But shoot, what was I going to say? It was about you and the drama and the. Oh yeah, she just went off, and she has no idea what she's saying. And just like with me, she has no idea what she says about me. She just says shit to say shit. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's just, it makes good entertainment value. She said things like, I've had 100 facelifts and my face is so bad it's falling off my skull. Like, what? And the last time when Heidi was talking about how she had contacted her lawyer and blah, 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 she said, she's just an old hag. There, I've said it. You want to put a picture of me next to you and see who's the old hag? I mean, we're only 6 years apart, Heidi and I. I mean, she's not that much older than me. And Purple is like 12 years younger than me. You want me to find a picture of me when I was her age? I mean, my God. I mean, I'm 52. What do you expect me to look like? I mean, I have no, anything about anything. I mean, I've lived more than I'm gonna live. I mean, I don't. You know what I mean? It's like, why do you care more about my looks than I care about my looks? It's like, what I care about is that I'm a good person. That's what's most important.
That's right.
And I think the most beautiful thing in a woman is her smile and her eyes. And, you can, like when I like someone, I see myself in them. Like I stop seeing them and I see myself. I just see this beautiful entity, like, it doesn't matter your true looks. I mean, that's not, I mean, my husband and I have been married like close to 30 years. What happens when like we're in our 80s and 90s? I mean, we're still going to have to love each other. And trust me, I'm not going to look like this when I'm 80, and neither is he. I'm going to still have nice perky boobs because that is the only one surgery I've had. I've had one plastic surgery and it's my boobs. And they're still going to be perfect when I'm 90. But everything else is going to be all fucked up, and I'm fine with that.
I always hate when they say, keep the family and children out of it.
Yeah.
But you hear from their mouth about it and that. And you and I grew up around where, and anybody in the chat, if your parents are getting older, would you take care of them? Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat if you like your grandparents and your mom and dad, and that even your brother and sister. Put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah, if you would take care of them, or at least ask them if they would, accept your help.
Yeah.
I'm reading the chat right now.
Yeah.
And I know I'm like 30 seconds behind. But
this one.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I just grew up that even if they're not your family, like they
Mhm.
paved the way for you. Like
Yep.
people who are older than you paved the way so that, you know, I could go into a boardroom as a 23-year-old blonde woman with a bunch of old men and still like be the CTO of a company and like, you know, ask for money and
Yeah.
projects. And you know, like there were women before me that raised that ceiling to be able to, you know, be a CEO of a company as a woman or whatever. I mean, but granted, I still, like, my husband has a boat and we wanted to get a new motor, and I told my friend Jack, I'm like, you go talk to him, because if I talk to him it's going to be $2,000 more. You know, I mean, I still know there's still things like that that occur. So, you know, if there's anything to do with cars, I'm like, you're a guy, you go talk. Because I know a guy's going to get a better rate when it comes to things like that. I mean, that's the way of the world, you know, but, you know, it is better than it was, you know. So, yeah, most people put a 1. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I
And
told my mom, like, we've got
we're not
land, come build.
we're not moochers, you know.
No.
It's not,
And that's
you know,
why she makes it sound like you're doing that.
yeah, I was mooching off my daughter, and it's like, are you kidding? I mean, they sold the house from out from under us. I had 30 days to pack up a house. My husband went into the hospital for over a week. I was doing this all by myself. My daughter
Yeah.
says, you know what, Mom? I'm just going to get you a house. I'll, you know, buy it. And we pay rent. We pay. So it's not like that,
Yeah, you're
you
a
know,
mooch.
I'm not living off of my daughter.
Oh,
But my
just
daughter
Don,
would,
I'm sorry you're stressed. That would be stressful. Let us know if there's anything. Yeah, Just Don's husband is buying a. Everybody give prayer hands for Just Don. I would be a wreck too. He's getting a motorcycle. That would be scary for me. But yeah, it's not like my mom would ever mooch off of me, but you know, my mom was a single mom and my mom
Mhm.
gave up a lot to have me. You know, like she tells this one story that they were outside a store and she was yelling for help and no one would help her. And he had one of my arms and she had the other arm and they were both pulling. And he's like, I will rip her arm off if you don't let go. Like, I'm taking her, she's mine. And my mom had to let go of me and watch me be taken away by this person who was kidnapping me. You know, and you know, she went through a lot. You know, she didn't go to college when she wanted to, and you know, and she had to be on welfare because she couldn't take care of us. You know, I mean, she gave up a lot for me. And based on that, I'm going to help her if I
Yeah.
can, and I can. You know, and she doesn't expect me to. She would never ask me to, but I would not feel like as good of a person if I did not give the offer. And that's just how I was brought up, you know? And if I didn't have it, that would be
Mhm.
fine too. But I do, so I can and I want to. And I don't understand what the problem with that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree because I mean, like I said, we grew up where, you know, our grandparents lived with us and that. And you know, I mean, like, if you got to put negative to something that's a positive, I really am ashamed to know you. You know,
Yeah.
it it just blows my mind because of that.
Yeah. And I mean, like our friend Jack, we call him Uncle Jack. And it's funny because I actually dated him before I dated my husband, but he's like 12 years older than me. And, you know, so he's getting older and he's one of the kindest people I've
Mhm.
ever met. Like he really would give you the shirt off of his back. He's a really kind individual. And I've
Mhm.
told him, I'm like, you know, you're getting older and someday you might need, you know, help, and we'll always be here for you. You
Mhm.
know, if you know, like our oldest is going to go to school, he's not going to be using his drum studio. You know, that could be your little house. You can have it. You know, like, you know, you've
Yeah.
been there so much for my husband and I and helped us so much. You know, like, you know, and he's not family. You know, he's just, you know, a
Mhm.
nice guy, but you know, he's a helpful friend, and I care for
Okay,
him.
let me
You know what I
ask
mean?
let me ask you a question. When you were in high school and that, Was you taught to prepare for your future? You know, like they gave you basic skills to, you know,
Type.
how to do handle money, how to do, you know, this, you know.
No, not handling money. No, we were told, we were taught to type. So if we ever needed a job, we could be a secretary. We had home ec classes.
Mhm.
But we were not. I remember there was one class where we did look at stocks and try and pick some
Yeah,
stocks and see how we did. But we
yeah,
never had, financial classes, which is something I did with my boys. I got them bank accounts when they were like 4 or 5
yeah.
and taught them, how to, manage money and have money make money and, and stuff like that.
Well, see, up in my school, we did. I took
You're like,
business classes too. Okay, so in our history class one day, the guy goes, "You know what? I'm going to tell you something in history that you'll never learn in any other history class again." He says, "I'm willing to give you $20 right now, but I will give you a penny, doubling it every day. Uh, which, which one would you want?" And one kid goes, "I'll take the 20."
I
Goes,
think the
"Okay."
penny is the better deal, isn't it?
Yes, because penny doubles every day, and it ends up in 30 days. It ends up $1 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, he said he also says that you went and you save up money. Yes, you want things, but save up money first to cover at least 3 months that you will
Yeah.
not have a job. He says, don't buy anything right away. You know, you go and save it up. If you want a car, you save it up for it. But always keep that 3 months that you can rely back on. And he
Yeah,
says,
I try and get my son to I'm like, keep $50 in your bank account at all times. Like, and
yes,
if you go under it, that's okay, but don't buy anything else until you get back to that 50.
yeah,
And he's not quite there yet, but I'm like, you always have to have a buffer there in case,
yes, yes.
and he's, but I'm trying to, I'm like, the best thing you can do is
I,
have your money make money, you
yep, I
know?
taught that to my daughter. You know, I taught her that, how do I want to say? Well, I gave her $5 an A. Okay. So say
Uh-huh.
there was, I think it was 8 classes she had in 40. But if she made straight A's, I gave her a 50. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're going to say, wow, that's a lot of money. Or why would you do that? And that? Well, because they think when they get a value to money that they know they can save and buy something with that cash, it's better for them to learn that. And that, um like I said, with investments was
Yeah.
one of the things, like stocks, and for me, I was in art classes and that, and the art teacher said to us, just keep an eye out for all this artwork. Says you could have a painting you pay $5, but someone went and painted over an original, that'll cost more. So whenever
Right.
you get and you like the painting as is, buy it. If
Right.
you get it home, you can go and check on a little corner and take a little paint and see if you can scratch it off. You might have one that's worth 50
But
million.
yeah, yeah. Like I've tried to instill on them, making money, because
Hmm.
I don't work anymore. I'm technically disabled, and I'm like, I have to live off of my money making money, and if I
Yeah,
if I use that money, like $50 could be $500,000 someday.
yeah.
Like your money technically doubles every 7 years, so you can't just, because my one son is like, just use it all, whatever. But my oldest son is very good with money. He's like very good with money. Like I've
Yep.
instilled
Look
some
through.
good on him. I think Heck, our kids are in their 30s. Well, my kid, your kids might be in their 30s. I have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old. Can you believe that? And we taught them how to do chores and earn an allowance. Never bought them brand new stuff. See, my only problem is I remember layaway. Remember Kmart and Kmart blue light specials?
Yeah.
Before credit card. I was trying to explain to my kids before credit cards and stuff, and they were.
Oh
just
yeah.
Like, whoa. But my youngest, he like every 2 years, he's like, my computer's old. It's 2 years old. I'm like, no. People don't buy new things. Like, you don't get it. I'm like, there's a difference between want and need. And you want, but you don't need, and you need to knock it off. Like you're all whacked in your head right now. Like you don't need all of that. So I'm trying to get through to him about all that. But I mean, I don't know. How do we even get down this road?
With my daughter, you know, at school, when she was in high school, of course she wanted the best clothes and all, and shopping at the mall. Okay, that's not no problem. There was nothing for me to spend $1,000 for her having some school clothes. Okay, it was nothing. But it got to the point that it was getting outrageous. You know, she wanted more and more. But I mean, she wasn't mean or rude or anything about it. She just, you know, knew Mom would give it to her. Well, one year
that's the thing. I was a spoiler. I'm an Italian spoiler.
I did spoil my daughter, but she wasn't that kind of bad spoil. I gave her, I says, here you go. Here's $500. You pick out all your school clothes, and whatever you have left over is yours. It's yours, no matter what. So as soon as I gave her that $500, she went straight to the budget where they're all marked down and that, and got clothes from it.
Good
and
for
I think
her.
she got like 200 and got to keep 300.
I used to come home and I would be like, this was supposed to be this, and it was this, and and look how much I saved, and I used to be really proud of it. And you know, and now I don't do that, but like I will spend money on what like I want to. Like my wedding dress was very expensive, but flowers didn't give a shit about. Didn't care about. But I mean, but like you're not allowed to be proud of anything anymore, like according to certain people. Like you can't be proud of yourself. You know, like this is my garage. Like that's the thing. Like, you know, for someone to say, yeah, hey, Jane's addiction, you're not allowed to talk about family. But then I hear my husband kicked me out of my house, which is talking about family and talking badly about them. And so I'm living in my garage. That's talking poorly about my family.
Yes.
Like, what if and it's untrue, but what if my children heard that and thought, oh, mommy and daddy are getting divorced. Mommy's living in the garage. Like, that's not an okay thing to say. And then she's all like, oh, yeah, it looks handmade. It's got 2x4s. Doesn't everything start out with 2x4s? Like, I'm sorry, it's not finished. You know,
it is 2x4s. The framing has to be 2x4s or 4 by 8.
I mean, like, you know, and she's all just like busting. Oh, you got all your stuff in your plastic bags. Well, you know, like, it's like, why do you need to, like, you don't like me, you don't wash me, so why do you need to, like, rip on me?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what got me the most is that, you know, the first time around I was, you know, blah, blah. But the second time around, it was like I was doing nothing. And then all of a sudden you're talking about my husband, you're talking about my family, you're ripping on, you know, my stuff. You know, and you're making it sound like I'm some like broke back bitch with my shit in like, you know, like plastic bags and stuff. And it's like, why? Like, why do you need to like talk about me? Like, why?
And of course,
you know, it makes no sense.
Of course, they can't remember what they say about you. We weren't talking about your daughter. Yeah, you were. I watched it. I ignored it. You know?
Wait, so listen to this. I'll show you. So this is the one thing that I had. I think I might have had it but it's like it just totally shows the lies. Like these are the lies. Like, hold on, are you still there, Pink Birdo? Because we're just totally talking over you and I feel bad. I feel like we're like being really rude to you. Not letting you
I was just sitting here listening. I did not want to be rude.
Anytime you want to, you will not be rude. You just talk over us because we're both We're both from Pittsburgh, which means we just. So you just got to jump in there and like.
Yeah, when we take out 2 seconds of a breath, that's when you have to get in there. I mean,
you
literally.
You just gotta like sometimes I just start talking over KK. You just gotta do it. Okay. So here are like, so I'm gonna show you, these are just random stupid ass lies. And like, if you gotta lie about dumb shit like this, like, why are you lying? So the first one is she's talking about her dog, and she says at one point, I can't give my dog any more meds. And then like 20 minutes later, it's like, I just gave my dog some meds. And the next one is she goes after Danny Pete and totally gaslights him. And then I forget what the third one is. But it just shows a pattern of lying about dumb shit for no reason.
Yeah.
So hold on. Because if you can lie about this kind of stuff, why aren't you lying about big stuff? You are lying about big stuff. So hold on. Opera, what was the name of it? I can't remember. Blah, 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 blah. What was...
That sounds exactly like her.
Yeah, it's just like, why do you need to I don't know if you're gonna, you might not hear the audio. Tell me if you don't hear the audio. I'm gonna turn myself down. Okay, tell me if you don't hear the audio. I'm gonna mute myself. Whoops, no, I didn't mean to do that. There, okay. I just went to mute.
Can't hear the audio. Nothing.
Can you hear now?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, there's some give her pain meds. Where did I say you lived in one room?
Okay, hold on. Let me go back.
In an assisted living facility. And she's very whiny. And I can't give her any more medicine until tomorrow. All right, she'll come back. Is the pup all right? Yeah, there's some give her pain meds.
Thought you didn't give her pain meds.
Where did I say you lived in one room? I said you lived in an assisted living facility.
Okay, stop that right there.
Stay in your house while you were in the hospital. It's because it's not a house or an apartment.
Can you stop that right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Assistant living houses are usually about one room, maybe two. And yes, they do have call bells and stuff for them because they are assisting living. It means it's a place where there are by like a nursing home or there are people there to protect them.
Well, in English, if you say, like, I'm renting a room in a house, you're renting one room from a house. Like, it means one.
Yeah.
So when she says you're living in a room in a blah, 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 that means you're living in one room.
One room, yes. Yes.
So, like, that's what you're saying, and you don't get it. So I'll backtrack just a little bit.
Well, also, maybe you should go and volunteer and find out some more things about older people. And that, because, you know.
Exactly. Like, she's trying to say, like, oh, you live in an assisted living facility, but you're also saying you live in one room in it. And that's why they can't say that, because it's one room. Like, so it's like this is just a stupid shit. Like, just say, yeah, I said you lived in one room. Like, just admit it, you know?
Yeah.
It's a fucking room in an assisted living facility. I never said you lived in one room. So you can stop spreading that bullshit. That's the reason why your family couldn't stay in your house while you were in the hospital. It's because it's not a house or an apartment. It's a fucking room in an assisted living facility.
Oh, what was that? A room in a...
She said, so you're living in a room in a assisted living facility. So you're living in a room.
Yeah.
I never said you lived in one room. It's a fucking room in an assisted living facility.
It's one room. The woman doesn't understand that is.
Yeah, no. So this is the third one. So she tries to gaslight. I said daddy, but it's supposed to be Danny. So Danny had said something, which I'm not saying what he said was okay, but he didn't say what she said he said.
Yeah.
So she tries to say that he said one thing, and then you can hear her looking it up and not being able to find it. And then, so we just listen. So this is what he actually said. He said, let's go to his house, and that's it.
It's very fucked up. How in the hell do you lay your head down and feel at night knowing what you said? I'm not going to use the exact words, Chloe, but he said on my panel that they found a body part, the male body part.
Look.
So this is what was really said.
We false information. Oh, yeah, tell the truth. Don't laugh all the time.
What are you talking about?
He thinks they're laughing at him.
Are we going to have a replay?
You want to put a Sebastian water towel in the backyard?
Hey, what are you talking? Knock it off.
That's all he said.
Hey, Bob. Danny. Stop with shit. What the hell was that all about? I don't know.
Like, I'm not saying what he said was right, but he said, let's go to Sebastian Waters' house and see if he's there. And that's all he said. He didn't say anything about male body parts or whatever, like she tried to say. But the point is, like, she lies. And then she doesn't know she lies. And she says these lies that, like, make people sound like assholes. And, you know, that's not okay. It's not okay.
It's not.
And, like, that reminds me of the Gannon thing. Hey, Texas Tornado. Hey, I love Alta. And the assisted living facility that I worked at for 5 years, it was one room with a bathroom, microwave closet, and a little kitchen area. Yeah, and that's probably an upscale one where you have, I've seen one, my grandfather was in one, and he had his room, and then there was like a group bathroom that they all could like use. But he lived in one room, you know, kind of thing.
I worked in assisted living too. Nursing home, and then underneath was they called the tree apartments, which was, you know, they had a little kitchen they could cook and all that, but they still got one meal from the main nursing home. In the nursing home, there was 4 people in a bedroom in one room. Okay. And then that became, over the years, the ratio changed of how much square feet each resident was allowed to have. So it went down to 3. So, you know, and there is, I mean, for them, there was no bathroom. In that room, there was a sink.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, that reminds me of like the Gannon thing, and I don't remember where I have it at, but like with the Gannon thing, I remember I was on panel, and it was while my cat was dying, and Delia Wupu said in chat she doesn't like Gannon either. And I thought she was talking about another creator named Gannon, because I'm not true crime. I don't know anything about true crime.
Me neither.
And I made a whole video about it somewhere. I probably could find it. But so I have the video of where Jenna actually replayed my live. And so I have a video where they're all listening to my live, and I say, I don't know who Gannon is. I don't know who the fuck that is. And nobody says anything. Like, nobody says anything at all. Like, nobody lifts a finger. Nobody raises an eyebrow, except for Unseen, who says, I'll be right back. And then, you know, she, like, goes. And, oh, I bet I know where it is. And then she comes back. And then basically she sets out a video that basically is for Purple to say how I go after kids and I'm disrespectful to kids and all kinds of things like that. And so then Purple does this live where she's saying how I go after kids and stuff. And so it was just bullshit. I mean, and then so she had this whole live where she said how, you know, I went after kids and how horrible I was.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just, let me try and find it, because I remember I did a thing on it, because I was like, it was ridiculous. I mean, it made me sound like a really, really horrible person.
Yeah.
I mean, it made me sound really bad. And I mean, the thing, I'm going to find it, but the things that she said was just, I mean, it was just horrible. But and you know, and you can see it. You can see that nobody gave a shit until freaking Dictum, whatever the fuck his name is, her name is, you know, made this thing out of this thing and turned it into something it wasn't. And then, you know, people believed her, and then, you know, it just went from there, and it was stupid. And at the end of the day, people really believed that about me, you know. And it's like, the one thing, if there's one thing about me, it's the things that I can't take are animals and children being hurt. I cannot handle that. So, like, I could never be true crime, and I could never, you know, ever do anything to a child. Okay, here's where, okay, so here we go. Truth, no one cared what I said. Okay, so here we go. Let me play this. I think this is it. You guys chat for a second. Let me make sure this is it.
Go ahead, you chat.
Well, you've been... Tell your story, Pink Birdo, because we don't know a lot about you, but we know a lot of shit that's been talked about you.
I mean, I guess it's that I'm 23, and I guess it's that I'm currently working on getting me a job, and I'm working on Goodwill, and I live at home with my mom and my dog, and I don't, but I don't really have a whole bunch of stuff going on in my life, but.
Yeah, and they've made you sound like you're horrible. You're like the devil. Like,
I'm not.
I know. It's just, it's ridiculous. The things that they say. And then, you know, their voice is always louder than your voice, of course. You know, and, you know, she's got 5,000 people she's talking to. So, of course, that's going to be a louder voice than your voice. And it's sad because, I mean, I don't think, like, I don't really know who you are. I don't really know anything about you except what I've heard from people who probably don't really know anything about you either. You know, so everything I've heard has not been nice. But I'm not the kind of person who's going to judge you based on that. Like, I don't judge people based on other people's opinions. Like, I will judge you based on our relationship that we have together, which we don't have one yet, so I don't have a judgment, but... You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people should judge people based on other people's opinions. You know, I think that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, I'm still pretty young, a youngster. I'm still extremely young, so I'm still like learning what life really brings me and stuff like that. I haven't really lived to become life. It began life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and this isn't a good way to show you, you know? This isn't exactly a good example. I think that was the one. Okay, so let me show you. That's Sam. Okay, so I think this is it. Okay, so let me... Alright. Empty glass house. Alright. Here we go. Okay. So I think this might be as close to it. Alright. And I think I sound a little cuckoo because my cat was dying at the time, and I was doing palliative care, and I had not slept in a few days, so I think I sound a little like. Okay, so let me go back to StreamYard here. Okay, so let me do present share screen. Which one was it? Opera tab. Oh boy. Which one was it? Oh no, that's not it. Oh no, that's not it. Oh boy.
Okay. I asked in a question in the chat. What did you have plans for you after you graduated from high school? Did you plan on just getting married? Did you plan on going to college or a trade school or armed services? What was your plan?
I had a dream job of actually working, getting a job as a lawyer, but I did not pass the courses. So I got a certificate of completion. So my goal is to work at a clothing store where where I do like stocking shelves and I go in the back and stuff like that, and I work with others. But you know, I don't like just want to work alone. I want to work in a community and like stuff like that. Like, you know, and possibly, and if I ended up, you know, I finding a best friend I can really stay close to, and just see where things go. But I mean, other than that, I don't really see myself like being in a relationship in anytime soon, because I just don't feel as that anybody's going like, think anyone's gonna really want me at this time. I just don't think that at this time in my life it's like a good choice to actually be in a relationship, because people will turn on you in a split of a dime. Like, you think that somebody is you really think you know a person, and then all of a sudden they turn out they're not who you thought they were.
Honey, that is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why would somebody not like you? Hi, Tabby. Hi, Fred McDonald.
Because I also learned that, you know, when you're not looking for someone, that's when you find someone. But when you're looking for someone, you don't actually find them.
Well, I agree with that, but never discount yourself. I never discount yourself. You will find someone. You are worth it. Don't ever think that you're not worth it. Like, that's one thing you gotta that made me sad that you said, I don't think anyone would want me. Of course people would want you. I mean, just from talking to you for 2 minutes, you sound kind, you sound nice, you sound funny. I mean, never discount yourself. Like, always think of the best and the positive. Like, fake it till you make it. Like, if you don't feel good about yourself, pretend like you do, kind of thing. You know, like, I don't know. Like, that just made me sad to feel like, you know, like, yeah. And don't look for someone. Like, people will come to you. Like, I've never looked for for someone, but they've always just like come to me. Like, hey, Tabby. I'm just going through chat a little bit.
See, there, I love Ultra. That is what I was talking about. Okay, and it was brought up that
keep going.
Yeah, wait a minute. I was reading what Little Texas is saying to me.
Oh,
yes. Okay. See, I met my husband. He was one of my brother's friends. Okay. We dated since I was 13. Okay.
Oh.
I was chaperoned. Okay.
Oh.
I was chaperoned, guys. Okay.
That's cute.
She knows, but this was I never lost my virginity until after I was 20. Okay. I wanted to finish high school. I wanted better for myself. And I worked, I did work. I went to school. I took care of my husband and my daughter. I never went to college until after my daughter turned like 4 or 5. No, she was in kindergarten, so at least 5. Okay. And I did put it off, but to me, being dyslexia and my faults of me, I looked forward to go in the future and that.
Right.
Well, when people go and get you upset, you say things. Am I proud I said it? No. But do I believe it could be true? Yes. But it's like this. You all have to have some kind of thought for your future of it. No matter what, you know, I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain just shut down right there.
I mean, I was anorexic, so I didn't really believe much of myself. And I was always, I always felt like my outsides were what were liked more than my insides. So I didn't have a lot of belief in myself. So to me, it was like, well, I better go to college. And I wanted to go to veterinary school, but my, excuse me, my family was like, well, if you're going to do that, just go be a doctor because that's more prestigious. So I just went down the school route, you know, because then it was like, you know, now I can get straight A's and now I can be like Little Miss Perfect and everyone will love me because, you know, like, because God forbid someone loved me for what's on the inside. Everybody loved me for what was on the outside. So I grew up this like fucked up view of like, you know, I'm only like the outside, which, you know, is stupid, but so I did the whole college thing, and then I ended up in Palo Alto and did the whole entrepreneur.com thing, and, you know, I don't know, somehow made it here. And now I'm just a stay-at-home mom. So like I went the opposite route. I went from like corporate CEO, CTO to like stay-at-home mom making nothing.
Well, for me, I took it. I moved out of my mom's house. I did take care of my mother while she was sick. Okay. But she didn't want me there. And all I said to her, as soon as I graduate, I'll be out the door. I will be out the door. And I was. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm my husband. Well, he's my husband now, but at the time he was my boyfriend. Got me an apartment. And we lived together for 13 years together. I was working all the time, 2, maybe 3 times jobs. And that's who I was. I wanted to try to save up money for a car, save up money for this. I didn't want someone to give to me. Yeah, I got to street smarts too. But I wanted to better myself, knowing I was dyslexia and that. But it's surprised because I graduated in the top 10%, whereas my mother thought my sister was the smarter one, and she didn't graduate in the top 10%. No,
well, what did you want to do, Pink Birdo? What did you want to do?
I mean, like as far as work goes, like
no, after high school, what did you want to do after high school?
Well, I mean, after high school, I didn't really, you know, like I said, my dream job was like to become a lawyer and stuff like that. But like I said, I didn't really like pass the courses, and so I.
Those are hard courses. That's hard.
Yeah, I got a certificate of completion, and my goal was after that, I was like gonna become like my job was to like become a manager or something like that, and you know, and I.
A paralegal. You could be a paralegal.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, but instead of like becoming a manager right away, my goal is like to work at Goodwill, and you know, because there's a lot of Goodwill stores in my area, so my goal is to get me a job there and see how that goes. Because I had a job at Kroger and I did not go so well. The people there were not very nice to me, and they were very pushy. I mean, I applied for stocking at Kroger, and then they put me at bagging, and customers were really had an attitude with me, and the people, even the work people I worked with weren't even very considerate. My boss was not very considerate. Like I was in training, they were not very respectful. People were really rude. So I was only on that job for 2 weeks. It's like, you know, after 2 weeks of being on the job, I just basically took off my apron, and I took off my name tag, and I just threw it on the floor and just left left out the store.
I don't mean this in a rude way because we don't really know each other, but is it because I've heard you're trans? Is it because you were trans?
No.
They just didn't like you?
The people there just didn't understand me. They just didn't understand my condition.
Yeah. Well,
because
I have. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that I have autism and ADHD, so I'm like prone to outbursts.
Right. You know, there are places like, I don't know what they're called, but there are places that help you find jobs that would take that into consideration, I think. Mm-hmm. That would like find you jobs based on that, and that would, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? That might be because I can see like a place like Kroger, like, you know, you're there at the end at the check stand, and you know, someone's like, you're not bagging right, you know, of course, you know, I would probably have an outburst. I'd be like, fuck you, you know. Regional centers can help.
Yes,
like I know there are places like that can do stuff like that.
And with your disability form, part of a disability, you can also get yourself a caseworker. And they are the ones that will help you find something and, you know, more suitable to your qualifications.
All right, I'm going to show this. Well, now I just deleted it. Hold on. So let me show. Where did I put it? Can I just click in here? Hold on. Let me try and find where I. Gosh darn it. Where did I put it to put it? Where did I put it to put it to put it? Hold on. Let me find it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So here's the whole Gannon thing.
I haven't been on since Wednesday. I haven't been on anyone's panel. I think maybe I went in a couple of chats. I don't even. Who the fuck is Gannon? Who the fuck is Gannon? I don't even know who the fuck Gannon is.
Okay. So let me just stop for a second because that went really fast. Let me slow it down. So I'm talking about how Purple had been like really rude to me and all this kind of stuff. And I hadn't been online because my cat was dying and I was doing palliative care. And so someone in chat, and I think it was Delia Whoopoo, said like she doesn't like Gannon either. I think you can. Well, no, this is my chat in here. And then Jenna is playing my chat. So these are Jenna's chatters and these are my chatters. So I think in here you can see Delia Whoopoo say, like, she doesn't like Gannon either. And I thought she was talking about creators. So I said, I don't know who the fuck Gannon is. And you'll see no one in here, even Heidi or anybody, nobody says anything about it.
Wednesday. I haven't been on since Wednesday. Haven't been on anyone's panel. I think maybe I went in a couple of chats. I don't even. Who the fuck is Gannon? Who the fuck is Gannon? I don't even know who the fuck Gannon is.
So nobody freaks out. Nobody loses it because I made this rude comment about a deceased child. Now, you'll see when Purple does her live, she says, you know, she's so disgusted.
I've been you for a long time, Kim Duverty. Thank you. I've seen you on here for a long time, Leah.
That's me talking to checking convictions.
Who has been subbed to me for a long time? How often do I talk about Purple? How often do I start shit about Purple?
Every day you do.
You've been here for a long, long time.
That's
Every
Jenna.
day.
This is when Jenna was led to believe things that were not true about me. But notice, nobody's like freaking out about me talking about Gannon.
Anyone? Mueller? Purple? Crayon? Brain cell? Jesus fucking Christ.
That's what I said. I'm asking you, brain cell, because you're claiming everything that I said
Woman
to be you.
freaking 40. And this is the shit that you have to talk about. You wake up in the morning, and what do you have to talk about?
I'm trying to find something else that I said.
I don't even. Who the fuck is Gannon? Who the fuck is Gannon? I don't even know who the fuck Gannon is.
Voice,
Like,
because I went check out myself, but unfortunately,
some fun, new members.
I have to sit here and.
Thank you. We're gonna have some fun here. But here's the deal. Yeah, I listened to it. Right?
Yes,
And it was like,
Jenna and them have
You can
changed.
see Purple in here.
and does nothing, but look here.
No,
Oh, look.
since she left Purple.
Loved these people. So I
Jenna's
can give her a
better
ring, so
since
she
she
can't.
left Purple.
Yaya's chatting, clearly upset by my comment because so Yaya's in there making fun of how I look. She doesn't care about that I said that about Gannon.
She's so innocent and blah blah blah.
But here she says, MGL wannabe.
Did you really not
She's
have
making fun of my glasses.
goddamn content that you had to make that shit up?
Did
you that dumb?
you just hear what she said, Miss T? Do you hear me?
For real.
Sorry, that's very loud.
Because you did. Can hear?
Yes. She never talks about me. Well, look, she talks about. No, I don't. I don't start shit talking about you. I respond to you. I unfortunately have to respond to your dumbass talking about
everything I said on my last live.
Now, Glasshouse makes a comment about what I said. She's off to go make a video, so she found content. So you'll see Glasshouse in here.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so Glasshouse says something like, An innocent little boy suffered so much, and she's so dismissive. If she doesn't care, why is she? I can't read that word. But I'm not in true crime, so I'm not in true crime.
Yapping about it. Who fucking cares what people want to do? The big thing that I've heard about myself is that my husband makes me do all these things. That's the other one, because I made this joke because my husband is Catholic, and when he was younger, his mom took.
Oh yeah, so Purple. Another thing Purple likes to talk about my husband and say my husband made me get my boobs done and makes me get plastic surgery. Which isn't that talking about families? Because I made a joke that he's Catholic, and so he used to look at Playboys because she made him think like sex was dirty, the whole Catholic repression thing. So, okay. So here, let's just move along. 11 minutes after my absolutely disgusting comment, Purple talks in chat. So now Purple's going to come in chat. So this is so you see the whole truth of the matter, because Purple wants receipts. So here's her receipts. So she's going to come in chat.
Anything. Okay.
So here she comes.
Oh, and I heard Heidi say at one point, my husband actually, I think, what did she say? My husband wants me to do things, but I don't want to do them, or something like that. Or did she say it like, my husband doesn't want me to do things? Something that I was like, you sleep in separate beds. I don't think your husband really cares what you look like, honey. I don't think he cares at this point. But I mean, come on.
And here's Purple.
Really?
She's just like,
Yeah, I can't.
women. And this is
and here's
what
Purple
we
calling me a
talk
bitch now. Purple chatting with a little threat to, so Purple's just like, threatening me. But like the point here is, I said what I said about Gannon and nobody cares.
Does anyone else find it pitiful?
Bitch, make me shut up.
This is what we talk about other women? Because I find it pretty freaking pitiful. I find it pretty freaking pitiful that this is what we talk about. I'm 46, mine doesn't sag that much. I do believe they live for reaction. They do. They live for the reaction. And that's why, for the most part, I don't react. I really don't react. Which is, why they.
And that was my thing last time. I didn't react. This time I am going to like say something
that
back.
I will react to. There are certain things that I will react to.
Okay, so live on for hours. No one is upset or brings it up until Unseen drops her video. Then they remember. Okay, so that was my live. That was everybody watching my live. And then Unseen makes a live. And Unseen's live is all about how, like, well, let me read the chat here for a second. They made a huge deal out of nothing. Queen OG didn't know. I didn't know anything. Hey, Aaron, there you are. Purple says, why do we get all the crazies? Yeah. So Unseen made a video that it is really old. And this is part of why I left. Yeah, that's when, so that was another thing that happened. So, well, you didn't know, Deal you boo boo poo. So what happened was, Harper actually, so when I was doxxed, I was sent all these emails saying that like I was a child molester and blah, blah, blah. And I actually did a live. You can look on my channel. I did a whole live that showed all of the emails that I got. And like one of them actually went to my husband's company that said, is this how you run your company, by letting one of your employers' wives do this kind of thing on business grounds? And the company was livid. Yeah. Like, that's bad press that we're letting someone, so they wanted to like go after. So, but we're like, we're not sure who's doing this quite yet. So, anyway, so they were really pissed. And that was really the only email that went anywhere. But they were smart. They said, why don't you call me? And of course, the doxers never called. But anyway, the one thing that I did get from the doxers were all these emails saying like, I was a bad person. I like molested children. The worst thing that they did, I'll show you, is if I can find it. They made Is this it? They made one video. They made a channel. Here, I'll pull this up. They made a channel that was my real name versus Queen OG. And it had one video on it. And I'll show it to you here. And the video had pictures of me, pictures of my kids, our home address, our home phone number, all of our real names. It was basically like, hey, if you're a pedo and you want a 4 or a 7-year-old, because that's how old they were at the time in the pictures, you know, come on and, you know, come get them. I mean, it was just horrible. And YouTube actually took it down before I ever saw it. So this is what, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to say on, 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. What I asked a question about, did that girl fight back? They took it as I was threatening the girl. You know, what's the difference?
What
hey, I gotta
girl,
go. I'll be back.
Okay, all right. They made a huge show out of nothing. Yeah. Purple always, why do we get all the praise? Yeah. So basically that's like what happened. I never knew Harper and only do YouTube. Well, I knew Harper quite well, and I don't think anybody realized that quite as much. But anyway, so these are some of the emails that I got. And this was one that it says like, you know, blah, blah, blah is doing all this stuff. And you can see this is the emails. Those are my 2 children and their names and all this stuff. And I redacted it, but like, this is what the company got. Like, I mean, this is like, hello, if you're a pedo and you want some small kids, here you go. I mean, it was horrible. So anyway, what happened was Harper sent all of those emails to Jenna as if those emails were research by Hopi into me, and that I really was a child molester, and that those were really research emails that she had sent to me. So, and this was when Jenna was all mindfucked, you know, like they had her believing this. So, and this is part of what she apologized for like many months ago, because she believed Harper. And so when she went live and was showing all this, she really believed that this was true. Now, of course, Purple played it as well. Like she re-streamed what Jenna was, even though she knew that all of this was a lie. So anyway, so that all happened, and the company was livid and wanted to go after both Hopi and Jenna. And then that's when I kind of left, because I was like, if I stay on YouTube, the company is going to sue both of them and make me be part of it. And I don't want any part of it. So I'm just going to leave. And that's part of why I left, to protect them and to also not have to get myself, you know, into part of this. So anyway, who the perp does that doesn't. Yeah. And so, you know, so perp is restreaming all this content where I'm being called and Jenna was like, you're not a Queen OG, you're a Queen O bitch. You know, sometimes you think people are great, but this is who she really is. She's a child. Like she thought that was all real, you know? So she's like calling me out as a child molester and someone who does all these things and blah, 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 and everything like that. And meanwhile, Dictum is writing all these emails to Purple saying, you know, I'm all these things. And I said this about Gannon and I went after Gannon. So then Purple does a live that calls me out and says, I'm a horrible person because I went after Gannon. And I'll see if I can find that. But I mean, she was just vile about me. She went on for like 20 minutes yelling and screaming at me about how, who does this to a missing kid, and you are a vile, vile human being, and I don't know how you live with yourself, and just went off on me. And meanwhile, I didn't do anything except get doxxed. You know, like I got doxxed, I got sent emails that were wrong. I had someone give the, you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, am I making sense here? You know, so somehow someone who has done nothing wrong ever in their life is being told to the world, who anybody could hear it. You know, I volunteer at the school, they can hear it. My kids can hear it. My husband, you know, everybody can hear. The company heard it, you know, that you know, all these kind of things. And let me try and see if I can find where she like yelled all about me. But I mean, it was ridiculous. And this is the stuff that she kind of does. And then she wonders why, when I then go back and say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? She's like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why you're yelling at me and you're so mad at me, and like why you're coming after me, and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, hello? Like, I mean, why would I not? Like, why would nobody come after, you know, someone who did that to them? I mean, does that make any sense? I mean crazy.
I was gonna say that I've been doxxed on here too. Like, people are claiming that they know who I am. It's like my face and everything has been doxxed on here, and I can tell you who did it, but I don't want to bring drama to your channel.
Yeah, I mean, I know who did mine too, and it's just like, I mean, it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's like, I don't know why you decided to do that. You know, I really don't know why you decided to do that, but I'll find the video where she goes after you, but she's like, we just have to talk about this, and she's just like, you know, how could you do that, and blah blah blah. But the other thing that she does is she likes to pretend that she's other people. So, like, for example, I had these in a name with an order here. So, for example, like, here was my fart video. Let me see if I can like present and just keep sharing the screen. Application window. Okay, so this was my fart video, right? So it has nothing to do with her at all. And then let's see if that makes it. No, I have to delete that and share it again. So then this was her compliment of it. She actually complimented me on it and thought it was great. Go figure that. And then she actually had her people, when I said, this isn't about you, she had her people come over and try and remind me that it really was about her. So, you know, then I started going back after her and saying, like, this has nothing to do with you. Can you please stop saying it has anything to do with you? So there's me, and I started saying, because she literally for like 4 nights in a row, she spent like half an hour saying, like, you know, this is about me, and some people wouldn't have thick enough skin to be bullied like this, but she's a total bully, and she bullies me in this video, and she brings up the fact that I farted, and blah, 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 you know, and it's just was like bullshit. And I'm sorry, I'm not reading the chat as much as I should be, but, you know, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm sitting here like, this isn't about you. I don't know why you're like caring so much. I'm sorry it's so hot there, little Texas tornado. But, you know, she does that sort of shit. And then she even has her mods come and try to like show me, oh no, don't you remember? This is about her. So here's like C Tada saying, maybe you don't remember, and this is a link to the video of her farting from December when I wasn't even here. And I'm like, thanks for trying to make me remember a video that I didn't even know about, but that's okay. And then she does stuff where she like will try and take over your personality. So here's something I said during my video. And it's kind of funny. So hold on. Let me stop screen. Let me. Okay, hold on. Okay. Can't really hear that, can you?
Not really.
Well, it says you didn't just fall from the stupid tree, did you? You were dragged through the whole damn forest. And I don't know why I can't hear it very well. But so that's like a little thing that I say on mine. And then wouldn't you know, a few weeks later, here comes someone else. Okay, pause that. Pause that. Hold on. So here comes someone else a few weeks later, strangely enough. Where's application window? This one.
Cool outside either. Maybe so. 2022, yeah. That's right. April. Some people just, wow. They must have just fell out of the stupid tree. Hit every branch on the way down.
Where'd you get that one from, Purple? She said, you must have just fallen from the stupid tree and hit every branch down. Where'd you get that one from? And now she suddenly at the end of every show says, bye. Where'd you get that one from, Purple? I mean, I have like a laundry list of things of like, it's like, where'd you get that one from? It's like single white crayon. It's like just using my shit. It's like weird, you know? And then she had me at one point as the cover of her playlist. That was creepy. That was fucking creepy as shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people think that I'm bad company on this app, and I did my best to, just stay to myself. I usually don't go with drama, but I try
No
to stay
one ever knows what's lies and what's not lies, to be honest. Like, that's the thing. It's like, who knows what's true? Who knows what's not true? Who knows anything? Let me see if I can, I'm trying to, I think I have too many things open. But like, these are just examples of like things that it's like, how do I want to remove this. Remove, stop screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, so present, share screen, application. Okay. So then there's this. Oh, why do you have me as the cover of your playlist? Like, hello? I mean, yeah, I did just say single white crayon. But it's true. I was going to make a skit like single white crayon because it's like, and I have like a screenshot of her saying, hello, beautiful people. Okay, who says that? And who's been saying that for 2 years? Who's been saying bye for 2 years? Why do you have a picture of my playlist? Why are you using my little skits? Using my little zingers all over the place. It's like weird. The whole Gannon thing totally made that up. Like, she went off for like 20 minutes on how I was a vile person because I talked about children, and how could I not? Because I'm true crime and everybody I know is true crime and all this kind of shit. And just total like fucking character assassination. Just total fucking bullshit. And then, I mean, there's been so many fucking lies about me. I can't even remember them all at off the top of my head. Just so much shit. And let's see what else I have here. I mean, and then and Heidi is no angel too. I mean, this was a fun one. This is when she went off. So this was the beginning of September. And so she just randomly went off. Who do you think she's talking about this? I heard this and I was like, who do you think who are you talking about here? What do you think you're talking about here? Let's see. Is it application window that I should do or Opera tab? Hold on. I guess I should do that one. Hold on 1 sec. I hope you can hear this. Okay, hopefully you can hear this.
No, I'm not fucking perfect. I'm perfectly flawed is what I am.
Can you hear it okay?
Yes.
Then I need. But you know what? I don't know. I don't know. You know? I'm not the fucking smartest. I'm not the fucking prettiest. I'm not the fucking skinniest. You know what? These are the cards that I was dealt. And these are the cards I have to play. I can either play them to the best of my ability, or I can fucking fold them and just not try. Well, I would rather play them to the best of my ability and lose than not even try at all. You know, do you think, you know, if I could pick my own cards, I sure the hell wouldn't pick, you know, all the the physical health stuff that I got. I wouldn't, you know, pick, you know, to have brain injuries. Let's see, I wouldn't pick to be, you know, as round as I am. And thanks, by the way, for, you know, saying that you thought I was 6 months pregnant, you bitch. You
That wasn't me, by the way.
Let's see, you know, I'd have better skin. I wouldn't have so many wrinkles. Shit, you know, I'd have thicker hair. You know, I wouldn't want to be any taller. I'm fine the way I am, tall-wise. Shit, I'd pick to have, you know, a smaller size foot or a, you know, not so big ass. I mean, come on. If we can pick our cards here, you know, this isn't buildabitch.com. You don't get to pick what you get. You get dealt the hand you're dealt at birth, and that's it. You know, look, I got millions of dollars to go get plastic surgery to change the shit that I don't like. Hell. But people want to, you know, come at people for their looks, for their health issues, for their fucking disabilities.
Not me. I'm not the one who does that.
You know, I'm me. Take it or leave it. You don't have to like me. I'm okay with that. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't like half of you fuckers on YouTube. But that doesn't mean you can't be civil to somebody. You have to go in and, you know, and attack somebody and fucking point out the obvious that you don't think people don't already fucking know about themselves. I mean, give me a break. I look in the mirror every fucking day. I know what the fuck I go through on a daily basis. I don't need somebody to fucking point it out. But people take it upon themselves to be so fucking judgmental and think that they, you know, they have the right to, you know, point something out about somebody else. You know, shit, I've had fucking kids. My shit went south on vacation. It didn't come back. Not all of us, you know, are that lucky that we bounce back. You know, shit. You know, people point out my nose. You don't think my nose, I know my nose is a little bigger than most, but guess what? That nose makes me, you know, makes me who I am. You don't think I don't have a high forehead? High forehead's running my fucking family. My mom has one. My aunts have them, you know. Sorry, we didn't get the, you know, the Barbie fucking gene over here.
I guess I got the Barbie
gene.
But
I ain't gonna, you know, I could cut my fucking bang, cut my hair and make me a bang so you can fucking see it. But why? Why hide who I am? If you don't like the way I look, spin your damn head around and don't fucking look at me. Problem solved. You don't like me? Don't come over here and pretend you do.
I mean, and she's like done that several times. She's made that little diatribe several times. I mean, who do you think she's talking about there? I mean, I listened to that and I was like, I feel so bad for you because you should like yourself. Like, who cares? Like, exactly. Like, she thought she was tearing me down because I apparently got the Barbie gene and have millions of dollars for plastic surgery and went to buildabitch.com. But she wasn't ripping on me. She was ripping on herself. And all that did was made me feel bad for her, that she feels so bad about all of her flaws. I mean, we all have flaws. Like, get over it, you know? Like I listened to that and I was like, that wasn't putting me down at all. That was putting you down. And if you don't realize that, you really have problems there. Like, that's an issue right there. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff that has been talked about to me for like the last 2 years. I mean, I have like a thing where her and Heidi held up a picture of my face and went through it and pointed out everything that they thought was wrong with it. Oh, last week her eyes weren't as high up. She must have got a brow lift. and her chin is pointier. She must have got, I mean, they literally held up a picture of me and went through everything that they thought was wrong with me. I mean, who does that? Like, she sits there and preaches this, like, you have to be good to women, you have to lift women higher, you know, you shouldn't talk about women. And then, and I think she says that to her morning crowd, but then that's her night crowd that she talks to, and that's how she talks about women, you know? And it's like, maybe not everybody sees that, but that's how she really is, you know? And I'm kind of getting tired of it. Like, and she doesn't just do it to me, she does it to a lot of people. And I think we're all getting tired of it, because it's like, that's not me or what I believe in at all. So why are you saying that, other than you're just jealous or you're whatever? Because, you know, I'll give you some money and you can go to buildabitch.com and try and, like, help yourself out there. But, you know, I mean, like, hey, like, I don't know. I mean, isn't it nuts? And it does. It seems to get worse every year. Every year it gets worse. Like, every year I think that it's going to get better, but every year, like, it just gets worse. Like, she just gets worse, and how she talks gets worse, and blah blah blah. And like the whole thing with, we found didn't we find the bug, and we were trying to help the bug and she wouldn't help the bug? Does anyone remember that story? That was a weird, I'm sorry you guys, it's so hot down there. I see everyone talking about how it's so, yeah, and that's what she thinks about her subs. She doesn't give a shit about any one of you. You guys are just money for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she doesn't care. And Heidi's the worst of them all. I mean, Heidi's apparently gone to her lawyer and is suing me because I outed Lori Davis, which is not how it happened at all. So, I mean, you know, she also thinks someone has a video of her of her house, which it's not. It's a picture of Google. It's Google. Google has a picture of everybody's house. And I don't know what GPS she has, but I mean, that's all of these are all lies. Like, these are all lies. And she has like this whole faction of people believing all of these lies. And it's just ridiculous, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of people, I will say that a lot of people are already, a lot of people, I mean, I'm not only have been doxxed, but my mother has also been doxxed, and a few of my other relatives has been doxxed too, but I don't really care, because only, I mean, maybe a few people, because they don't realize that they can't necessarily like find me on the internet. They can look up my name, but they're not going to find me anything, because I'm irrelevant. Like I'm not on any, like, there's no records of me, so they're not gonna, because I'm not in the system, so they're not gonna be able to find me, or what my age is, or what my full name is. Like, they're not gonna be able to
Well,
find
that's
me.
good. But, you know,
Yeah.
even if they can find you, it's like, who cares? You know, like, I remember when I got doxxed, I was like, well, it was kind of a relief to me, to be honest, because, but none of her subs pay her bills. Where do you think her YouTube money comes from? I mean, yeah, like, that's the thing. It's like, you know, her, you know, people pay her bills. So maybe she should be a little bit nicer to them than that. I mean, like, Little Devil was telling us a story about how, like, she had to show her computer and show, you know, a whole bunch of stuff that she had to, like, stay in the group. And it's like, are you kidding me? I would never show anybody my stuff ever, ever, ever in a day, you know? And to her, that's just like, people think that that's normal. She treats her subs like crap. That's why she's losing people left and right. And that's why the other day I was looking and I was like, all of these people that I see are like new people. They're not the people that I saw even a year ago or even 7 months ago when I left. And when I look at her numbers, I'm like, you have like 3 times as many people as me. And I'm not here to compare subs because I care less about that kind of stuff. Like, she has all this thing where she's like, you guys just want to take, I don't care if she has a channel. Good, have a channel. Like, I don't care about that. Have a channel, do great, do well. I don't care. I'm not here to take out her channel. I don't care if she's gone. I don't care about whatever. But, like, I just was noticing, like, the reality of, you know, for someone with 3 times the amount of subs, you should be doing a little bit different, you know? than you are, you know. And the whole thing, I remember one time she got mad at me because she thought like the stuff I had at the bookmarks bar was that I was cloning people. She told everyone I was cloning people because I had them in my bookmarks bar. I mean, it was just crazy, crazy, crazy shit, to the point that I had to, you know, have someone look at it all, and you know, and I mean, it's just, and you're now her new fodder, I think, because she's
Yeah,
like, you're like her
yeah,
new thing she's going after, which is horrible. And it's like, no one should go out, like we're supposed to be adults here, you know, like we're not supposed to be doing this kind of crap. And then she gets like, she, you know, she's got, you know, Heidi going after her. What is this? Heidi lies. I'm trying to look at some of the stuff that I have here.
yeah. Because people don't realize is that I'm gonna be working here soon. I'm gonna be making my own money and stuff like that, and possibly have my own living. Like, because I mean, and one of the things is that I can log off this YouTube thing anytime I want, and not come back in 20 years. Like I can leave right now, even though I'm 23, and not come back until I'm 43.
Yeah. And like when I left for 7 months, it's like, trust me, when you go, you go. And like you don't hear about anything. Like when I left for 7 months, like I didn't hear about anybody. Nobody came here. You know, it's like, you know, all like, you know, Heidi and them were like, oh, you know, I can't log on. It's like, you can, you just go. Like I went to Mexico. Trust me, Mexico, there were some poor places in that country. You see some real shit down there, and you don't be bothered with freaking YouTube when you're down there, because you know there's some real stuff going on, you know. But these people are so like bent out of shape over stupid YouTube. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, you know, and just, I can't imagine going after another human being the way that they do. I can't imagine treating another human being the way that they do. And then they wonder why they might get a little bit of it back. Like, it's like, what? Why would you say that about me? Because you've said worse to me for the past like 2 years straight. I mean, you know, like, I mean, I wish I had had more time to find more stuff, but I mean, I just have like things with her, like hour-long things of her calling me a cunt and a whore and this and that, and just going after me, and you know, and I'm so fake, and I've had this done and that done. I mean, even just the other day, she was like, "Oh, you know, you're like, when I talk, like I cam up, like I would love." And that's why when she was on a couple weeks ago, I'm like, why don't you cam up? Like, why don't you come sit next to me and cam up? Like, don't sit there and make fun of me when you can't even cam up. Like, you don't even cam up. Like, you sit there and make fun of me and you don't even cam up. You know, it's like, come on. You're 12 years younger than me. You know, come on and sit here next to me. If Little Devil is dictatorship, is Little Devil, if dictatorship is royalty, then more power to her. Yeah, she does her little eye for an eye, and she doesn't even know what that means. Oh, Queen OG will be the topic of it. I'm sure I will be. Me and Pink will probably be in the discussion for a while. And you know what? I don't care, because I decided when I came back that if somebody was going to talk about me, I was going to tell the truth. I wasn't going to just let it wash, because that's what I did before. Like, she would say something about me and I would say nothing, and I would let it wash. And then, you know, you think that if you let it wash, it'll go away, but it doesn't. You know, like, some people ignore it, but some people believe it. Like, if you say nothing, some people believe it. So I decided when I came back, if anybody says something about me, I'm going to say something back, and usually in the form of comedy. So I wanted to do a skit today, but I ended up doing this. But I mean, I'm going to do a skit tomorrow all about it, and just like, and she hates it. But on one hand, she's like, words are just words, and I don't care, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. And I even have clips of her saying, we just roast it and make fun of it, and that bothers them more than anything. Like, she's actually said that. I have that somewhere. her saying, we're not bothered by it. We just make fun of it. And they can't handle that. Oh, so
Yeah,
you're the comedian now?
yeah, I've heard
Like,
that plenty of times myself.
and it's like, no, you don't. You get all bent the fuck out of shape and start screaming. Like, I mean, my God, you know, like, we don't care. It doesn't bother me. But I called you perps and you lost your freaking mind. Like she literally lost her mind because I called her perp. Don't you guys know that that'll get me madder than anything in the world if you call me perps? Okay, I thought nothing bothered you. You know,
Right.
like I loved having her up here because I just thought it was, I mean, she has a lot more to say at me than she had to say to me. Because when she's away from me, she has all sorts of things to say. But put her next to me, and damn, she didn't have too much to say, did she? She was pretty much like, zzz. Like, it's like, come on, bitch, you got something to say it. And she didn't. Perps is not able to put her big girl panties on herself. She uses Heidi and others as a shield, all as shield. Yeah, and you know what? Heidi's not that, all that, and a bag of chips either. And I was bullied when I was younger too, because I was the Barbie and the princess. I mean, I remember when I was 10, I was like, Mom, can we get into a car accident and can I be disfigured? And she's like, why? And I was like, because I'm tired of being pretty, you know, like everybody judges me and people don't like me and she was like, honey, you just like, that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. But like, I really didn't want to be pretty, you know, because like, I don't, you know, like that's so sad, you know, I don't know. She talked for what, almost 3 hours this morning on Chris. Yeah, she says the same things over and over again. Like she picks a person and it's either like, you know, Tony, and she says the same thing over and over again about Tony, or it's Chris, or it's me. But she basically has like a group of people that, you know, she like goes after, and she says the same things over and over again. And it's so, I don't know how her subs take it. I mean, like, it's just like, do you have anything new? Like, I don't know. Like, I need to find a way to like trick her into saying something new or something. I don't know. Just done. Y'all can't expect anything different from. Yeah, she's just, I mean, she's basically like a fucking piece of pud amoeba just sitting there. I wish they would go back. You know what's fun? You know, I wonder if they've ever listened to themselves. You know what I mean? And she said that. She said no one gets a free pass. So Heidi doesn't get a free pass for anything. So like I can go after her disabilities. You know, there's no free pass. You know, we can go after, you know, Purple for her reading because there's no free pass. You know, no disabilities. You know, anything like that. You know, but I sometimes wonder if they do listen to themselves. Because like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Like being here and listening to how, like, have I yet to swear or curse or like really put her down? Like, no, I'm just talking about her actions and how ridiculous they are. And, you know, and she's over there like, you cunt, whore, bitch, you know, fucking pussy cunt, you know, like she like has no real anything to talk about. Just a bunch of curse words put together in different patterns. I mean, I could do that too. I mean, I don't know, like for how long has she told me that roasting was not comedy, it was bullying? Remember all that? Roasting is not comedy, it is bullying. And then Heidi saying that roasting by definition meant the person being roasted had to be in the room. And since, you know, Tony wasn't in the room, that wasn't a roast. I mean, basically everything she said wrong, she just did. And I'm sorry, I don't consider Jamie's thing to be a roast. I mean, I'm embarrassed to call myself a roast channel and a comedian after that. That was not roasting, that was just character assassination. I mean, I could do the same thing too. You know, just like roll out of bed and be like, you know, oh, hey, what are you doing there, you high fucking forehead cunt bitch? You know, like, look at your nose sticking out. It makes me want to smell every dirt pile and stick my nose up your ass and see how bad you smell. I mean, I could just go on and just be a bitch too. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of talent to do that, but I wouldn't do it because that's just stupid. It's absolutely. I'm glad you got out of there, Pink Frodo, because
I was gonna say I'm glad I got out of it too, because it was just becoming too much. Like, then I had a falling out in other communities. Like when I was in a community, they try to go up there and in another live stream I was in, but I won't mention their name here. But when they went in there, they say that, oh, you don't want Pink Bo as your host and whatnot, because
yeah,
Pink Bo has stirred up so many, has caused enough people, and she's been kicked out of a lot of different communities because she likes to stir up stuff and likes to cause drama. And I'm be like sitting there like, I do not like to cause any drama and stuff like that. When someone asks me a question or or a certain topic, I just answer and I just give my best opinion to the best of my abilities. But that's not called hating; it's just being truthful. Truthful.
yeah. Like when I started my live streams, I said this is an open platform. Anybody who has an opinion, as long as it's not like racist or homophobic, just say it. And I have like 2 mods, and I've never needed mods because I don't have like rude people in my thing. But I mean, best phrase of the day: single white crayon. I'm gonna do the single white crayon skit. I'm telling you, that's my next skit. But yeah, you don't need to cuss if you have talent. I miss the tavern too. I don't know what happened to the tavern. I miss all the tavern ladies. But I mean, I would just say, Pink Birdo, just be you. Just be you. Be who you are, and people will figure it out. Because I remember when Hopi and I, we were best friends, and then we broke up, and then I kind of like was of the mindset of like, I'm not going to talk about Hopi, and I wish her the best. And if you were friends with her before, I hope you stay friends with her now. Don't not be friends with her because of me. And I was just like very, like professional about it. And she went off to everybody and told them all these lies about me. She told like Vintage I had said this about, like, she just went off. And then like they went on this tour. I call it the like, beat up on OG tour. Like they went on Science Girl and were like, Heidi was like, she's made videos using clips from my channel. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, and they literally went from creator to creator trying to like bring my channel down, like telling people shit about me, and it did. It's like I lost like 500 subs because of that. But I mean, like eventually came back up. So, I mean, just be you. Just be you and just find like-minded people like you who, like you. And the people who don't, you don't want them near you anyway, right? I miss the tavern too. I think everybody misses the tavern too. But, I don't, and they were gone when I came back, so I don't know what happened to the tavern, but I miss them too. I mean, so much changed when I left. Like, when I left because things were so fucking toxic. And then when I came back, it's like all these things had changed. Like, so much had changed. And there were a lot of people who suddenly now had left my Discord and left my channel because they believed the lies, which was sad. It's always sad. It's always sad when you know who you are, but then you see people leave you because they've believed the bullshit. It's like, oh. But then again, you're like, do I really want you here if you would believe the bullshit? Not really. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a way to heal this community because I feel like everything fractured because one asshole had to go sticking their foot in everybody's asshole. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that even makes sense, but I mean, like, I'm looking at chat. Aaron, have you gotten yourself back in Discord or in Patreon? I mean, and yes, yesterday Susan stood up to Purple, and I was really proud of her too. And Purple did not know
I was
what
gonna
to
say,
say.
be honest, I don't think this.
What?
No, I was gonna say that I don't. No, I was saying I don't think that this is like community is like going to get any better. It just feels like it's just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. It just I mean, because like I
Yeah,
said, and I feel like I'm only and if it continues that way, I'm just may end up leaving YouTube. Like at the way things are going now, it's like YouTube is like I thought I was going to be on YouTube for a very long time and stuff like that, but like I said, at the rate it's going now, I think I'm only going to be on here for a short time and then take
that
down my
so
yeah.
sad. That's so, and that the fact that anybody needs to leave YouTube is so sad because, I mean, YouTube is like supposed to be a place that people go to like relax, to unwind. Eye for an eye is like trying to clean shit with shit. Makes no sense. Well, the whole phrase is eye for an eye makes everyone go blind. And eye for an eye is not the way she uses it. She's using it completely incorrectly, which makes sense because she's an absolute moron. Perks is not able to put her. I'm just sorry. I'm just reading through chat real quick. So every once in a while I have to read through chat. But I mean, she. I mean, you're right, Pink Birdo. She's never going to get it. I mean, the only way things are going to get better is if she's ousted because she's the problem. I mean, with her through, you can't just talk to her. Yeah, like she can't just have a conversation because she has to bring her little cult members in with her. Just like, when I went on her panel that one time, she had to bring her little cult members and they just rip on you. And it's like, I'll come on your panel anytime if you can have an adult conversation with me. But I'm not going to go on your panel just to get ripped on and get yelled at. I mean, I did that before. I went on her panel and there was like the Brady Bunch. It was like me in the bottom corner and it was like 8 of, people who hated me and a whole chat full of people who hated me. And at the end of it, the chat all were rooting for me. Like turned the whole thing around. She talked for almost 3 hours this morning on Chris. Yep, she did. She did. And, and most of what she said about Chris was a lie, I agree, treats others kindly, respect all of them. Yeah, she doesn't, she picks and chooses who she's going to be nice to. It's pretty, well, if you always use mental health as an excuse. Yeah, I mean, like, if she wants to say that nobody can use anything as an excuse, then I don't want to hear how you're nodding off because of your diabetes. Go make sure you eat something first. And she's not nodding off because of her diabetes, because we all know what a nod off sounds like. Like a nod off is like when you're like, and then I went to the store and it was really good. I mean, it's different than falling asleep. I've seen like like I said, my mother is a diabetic and my cat was a diabetic. Not like my cat like talks or anything, but you could tell like when he was like in a stupor and like she's just flat out takes too much Ambien or something. But I highly doubt they listen to themselves because they would be so embarrassed. Just Dawn, y'all can't expect it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, I wish it would get better because when I was over there, I asked once if this was replay. I mean, it's true. I mean, she talks so much about, like, for example, Tabby. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, and have you ever noticed she actually has like crib notes, like note cards. You can hear them in the background. So she has like little note cards that it's like she reads off of. Like, that's how stupid it is that she can like sit there and read them. It's like weird. She is. She's a no talent, cursing everywhere, bullshit. I don't know. I don't know what she is. I don't know. I honestly don't know what she is, but she's not part of this world. That's for freaking sure. From your own opinion and don't believe everything. Yeah, everybody needs to. I think everyone needs to just. Her panel has very dark and negative. Well, I don't know why you would want. Who the fuck is Karen Reed? I don't know who Karen Reed is, to be honest with you. I honestly don't. Like, I don't pay attention to true crime. That's the thing. And that's why when the Gannon thing went on, I was like, who the fuck is Gannon? I don't know who the fuck Gannon is. But I actually put something together and it was really funny. Let me try and find it. It was like I put together me saying I don't know who the fuck Gannon is, and then Karen, who I don't know if you remember Karen, I think she's left, but she had said something about like Gannon because she didn't know who he was either, and so she said something, and then it was like Purple saying you know who the fuck like. But you put it together, and we were both basically saying the same thing, like because we were both using the word "fuck" and then like his name, and it just sounded really bad. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's pretty funny. Oh, and then there's the whole morals thing. Oh God, don't even get into that. Let's see. I can find it. I know I have it somewhere around here. Jealousy happened. Members. God, I got a lot of members content here. Gosh darn it. All my memberships are now at Patreon. I took them all away from YouTube and they're now on Patreon. So you have to go to patreon.com to find my memberships now. And they're cheaper and you get more. And they only take 8% instead of like, YouTube takes like 40, 45% now. And it's ridiculous. Where is it?
But yeah, if I just, if I get too stressed out on YouTube, I just go onto my Facebook. I just switch apps because I have over 4,000 friends on there. So
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, like here's all my stuff where I'm like, there's Heidi calling me a fucking see you next Tuesday. Because Heidi started it calling me a freaking cunt. Like, it's so funny. It's like these people start it and then they get it handed back to them. And then they're all just like, oh my God, how could you like, say that about me? Like, that's just, it's like, what? You didn't really realize that was going to get you called out? Like, are you that? And you can hear it in their voices. They're just like shocked. Like, oh my God, we got called out. Holy crap, how could that happen? Oh my God. Where is this? Loud, but no. Gosh darn it, why can't I find it? It always bugs me when I can't find things. I'm such a like, I want to find things like right now. Creator files. They're like, yeah, I remember when I decided I was gonna like, I told Hopi that I had been doxxed, and she was like, well, you better lay low for a while and not say anything. And I was like, hell no, I'm going live tomorrow. And she's like, no, you can't. And I was like,
Yeah, because my location it has even been doxxed too. And I always tell people, it's like, okay, well, I have a lot of people, a lot of friends, and family that lives here. So if they do anything to me, then they're definitely something's going to happen. Because at my family, we protect each other and we're real close. We don't allow anything to happen to one another.
Yeah, well, I have more subs than there are in this town, and like I have cameras all over. Like, you would not even get up the hill before something happened to you. It just like would never happen. So I'm like so well protected. It's nice. So it's like, come on, come try and let's. I really want to find this video because it's really, really funny. Where did I put it? There's the 12 days of Elfmas. Morals are on the bottom. That's Crayon saying that. That was funny when she said morals were on the bottom. She's like, morals are on the bottom for me. And then she got all pissed that she got clipped saying it. And I'm gonna find this if I can't. I'm gonna be really mad. I'm really mad. I can't find this. Gosh darn it. It's pissing me off. Where was it? It was, I put them all together. was really short. Sorry, I'm being a pain in the ass.
No, you're good.
Unseen glass house. Oh God. Here's a good one. This is what started it. Frickin' Unseen started it. She just keeps changing her name, and now she's Dictum. This is Dictum.
Yep, she sure did change her name from Glass House to,
She
you know,
changed her name to everything.
Yep.
Hold on, here we go. Let's go to present, share screen. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Is it? No, that's not it. Is it?
Have you had the unfortunate luck of meeting my three healers, Empress Nero, Unseen
Me
True
too.
Crime, Unseen True Crime, and now Glass Houses, because she accidentally on purpose deleted Unseen? How many personalities does one person need? I mean, anyway, she's the one who started the rumor about the dog photo for $50, and she puts dogs in timeout, and she's the one who Soup said was embarrassing herself and needed to go to bed.
You're embarrassing yourself. Go to bed.
I think she worked with glue too much as a child, or maybe like paint off the walls, because she has a knack for making strangers when they enter the room and enemies by the time they leave. If you see two people talking and one looks really bored, she's the other one. Now, she says what no one is thinking, because most people over 18, let loose in society, have a little thing called common decency, social skills, and know that they shouldn't go around acting like the devil all the time. If she became the manager of a store, not even a Karen would talk to her. And Unseen, people aren't ignoring you. They're just trying to give you some time to reflect on what a completely inhumane idiot you are. I mean, you're allowed to act rude and insolent once in a while, but you're really kind of abusing the privilege. And by the way, when is your soul coming back from vacation? I needed to plan some things, but before you come back with some mental defect as an excuse for your bad behavior, I have an issue too. My issue is that I'm allergic to stupidity, rudeness, lies, vulgarity, and simply people who are mean. And when I encounter them, I break out in humor and parody and satire and wit. It's horrible, isn't it? But seriously, if you want to keep coming at me, totally okay. But you'd be out of your depth in a parking lot tunnel. And by the way, about my permanent extensions that you think I should take out every night, yeah, she's the one who did that 20-minute rant about how my hair upset her. My hair, 20 minutes, my hair, which isn't even mine. So basically she's ranting at some poor 12-year-old girl from Indonesia or somewhere that's probably just scared for her life. Now, Unseen's last edition that rocked the world was to warn us about a true crime creator who decided that she wants to come back to true crime. Okay, so let's see what really happened. The Circle Jerks were talking about Queen Bee, who's a true crime creator and was tired of the fuckery and said she wanted to get back to true crime. Queen G has a comedy and entertainment channel, and she's never wanted to be true crime. A few days prior, people were talking in OG's chat about a true crime case, and she said she had no idea who they were talking about. Heidi then used that to make fun of her and put her down, but how could she want to be true crime when she doesn't even know who true crime cases are? So the story was completely baseless from step one on. I mean, Unseen, your crazy is showing again. You might want to tuck that back in somewhere. But shouldn't everyone know everything about everything? I mean, was she living under a rock? Oh, she was giving 24/7 end-of-life care to her 24-year-old cat that she'd had since day 5 and bottle fed, and she only came on YouTube for a couple hours for a laugh? Well, that's understandable. I hope Unseen apologized to her when she found that out. Oh, she just told her she hoped she regretted the few hours she came on YouTube, that she had it on YouTube and not with her cat, and she continues to promote the video and slander her? Well, Unseen, you are such a kind, beautiful, loving, wonderful woman. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were having a lying competition. My bad. Okay. Anyway, And see, if I ever said anything to offend you, it was purely intentional. I'm sorry if I talk like an idiot to you, but how else are you going to understand me? You're not as bad as people say. You're a whole lot worse. I hope that that bus that you threw me under swerves and hits you on the sidewalk. Delusions of grandeur, reality of adequacy. Sorry, not sorry. Remember, girl, it's trash day tomorrow. Get ready to get picked up. Bye.
Oh yeah. So Heidi says that she is suing me because in my live, Robin Lennon asked if anybody had seen her and where she'd been because she hadn't been here for a while. And I said, I don't know, but I had heard that she had had some issues. And I hope that either she was staying off of YouTube because YouTube was no place for someone in active addiction, or that she had gotten into a rehab and was getting help. But either way, I hope that she was getting better and doing well for herself. And because of that, Heidi has decided that I outed her personal information maliciously and rudely to hurt her and is suing me. Even though there's like 200 Lori Davises, so who knows who I was talking about. And I was answering a question of someone, and I didn't say anything mean. She's going to sue me for it. Yeah, that's Heidi. But she's also suing me for a bunch of other things that I've never seen her sue me for. But these are the kind of things that these people do. These are the kind of things that these people do. But then they say all that, and then people believe it. Like, I mean, like when I went on panel that one time, and there was like the whole fight that went on, which was hilarious. Like she was saying I was doing all these things that I wasn't, and people believed it. You know, and that's why I went on panel to say, Heidi, shut the fuck up with your fucking emails. No one sent you any fucking emails. I mean, that was like the funniest fight I've ever. That was one of the funniest. I didn't listen to that fight for like 3 months because I was so embarrassed that I yelled. But when I did, I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. That was one of the best fights in all history on YouTube, I think. My God. But yeah, I mean, there's something to say for the fact that so many of you that used to be over there are now over here. You know, Erin, she's not suing. She's just, well, yeah, she's just threatening to sue. I mean, do you really think she's going to pay? And why is she doing it and not Lori? I mean, like, but I looked this up. I looked up how many, these are all the Lori Davises. Hold on. Where's all the Loris? Okay. So she says that, where is, I videoed all the different Lori Davises that there are. And there's like a lot of them. So it's like, prove to me which one I was talking about.
You know, if someone wants me over there in the live stream, so I'm gonna go see what they're up to. But apparently they want me over there, so I mean, so I was like, I enjoy being here with you, but you know, apparently something's going on, so I have to go over there to check up and see what they're up to.
That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. I loved having you on here. Thank you for being here. Go for it. It was good to see you. But, you know, it's funny. Purple invites me. She's always calling me over to her panel. And I don't think she realizes that it's 5 in the morning for me. Her morning lives are 5 a.m. for me. There's no way I'm up at 5 a.m. And her night ones are during my dinner time. Like she invites me, like she demands me. It's like, no, like you don't realize we're 3 hours apart, and I'm never going to our place again. So, like, I don't know if anybody remembers when like I went on her panel the first time. I held my own pretty fucking well, and I don't think she wants me to come on there again. But that was pretty. I like every once in a while when I need a good laugh, I go back and I watch myself on her panel because like. I yelled with the best of them, and Heidi's like, shut up, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm kind of funny, but I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, Purple has got a problem, and she's got an obsession with me because she's just, I mean, I really wanted to like have it all ready to just like play it straight out, but I ran out of time. But there are so many things, like so many little things that I say, kind of like the goodbye and the like beautiful people and the like, you know, the crazy, the ugly stick and going the whole way down and stuff. And there's so many little skit things that I say, and then suddenly she would say them. And it's like, where'd you get that from? And I remember in one, I said, like, I was giving out bully awards, and I was like, you're a bully, you're a bully, you're a bully. And then, like, her next live, she said something, and she was like, you're this, you're this, you're this. And then even in the comment section, like, Lori Davis was like, you're a bully, you're a bully. And I was like, why are you all using my cadence? Like, everyone started using my cadence. It's like, you know, you all start using my shit and talking about, you know, it's like, just fucking knock it off. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go lay down, but I'll be listening to y'all. Yeah, I've been on here for almost 3 hours. Let me see if there was anything else I was gonna show. Because I know there were a bunch of things that I was gonna show. And I don't remember what they were, because I kind of got distracted with everything. There's Fart Feud, there's Bully Battle. What was that one? Let me see what this one was.
Yeah.
Oh, this is funny. So I made I totally tried to throw her off, and I made this to throw her off. Bye, Roxy. So, Erin, I'm so glad you're back. I've missed you. So I made this, and it has nothing to do with her, but it was when I was doing trailers. So she saw this trailer on, I think, Tabby's community page, and like for 4 lives, she kept talking about it and talking about me. Pretty funny. Let me hit play. Hold on here.
Yeah. Emoji. The new clip channel that she's promoting. And she's also promoting, you know, tell me a little bit. Stop doxing, CPS call bullying, etc. Well, she's, you know, pushing 1 bully channel.
That's me.
Oh, 2 bully channels, 3 bully channels, and all about me. Aww.
So I'm a bully channel, and that was in November of like 2022 when I first got here. So like she was calling me from the beginning a bully channel all about her. I mean, that's the thing that pissed me off so I got here in March, left in June, came back in August, and then that's when she started in on me, and I did nothing to her. And if she would like to show me what I did to her, I would welcome it. But I did nothing to her except create a fart video that was not about her and tell her that it was not about her. I did nothing else. And then I did that, which she called me a bully channel because of. And that video is not about her. And I'll show you the beginning of that video. It's not about her. And it's hilarious that it's not about her. Because when you see it, it's pretty funny. But I did it on purpose. So hold on, let me find it, and I'll show it to you, and you'll see that it's not about her and how stupid she looks because of it. But, like, literally, there are no videos of her, except for recently, about her on my channel. But yet she's like, there's another bully channel and all devoted to me. It's like, who do you think you are? There are no videos devoted to you on my channel, and definitely no bully videos devoted, you know, and like would never get through her skull. It's like, do you not realize how stupid you sound? There's nothing on my channel about you. And like, you just don't get it because you're that much of a dum-dum head. Like, what is wrong with you? Okay, I'm almost there. Hold on here. All right. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, one more. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here's this one that she thought was a boy. Pause. Okay, so let me go back here and I'll show it to you. And then you will see. So present, share screen. Let's see. Here we go. So this is totally, she spent like 4 hours talking about how this was about her. And I was a bully and this was all about her. Hey, Angelic Edwards. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. It didn't show it. Hold on. Hold on. It didn't. Stop. Stop. It didn't show it. Stop, 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 stop. Hold on. It didn't show what it was supposed to show. So now I gotta start over. What is it doing? It just showed the picture, but it didn't show anything else about it. Okay, hold on. Let me try again here. So 14. Okay, hold on. Okay, so that share screen. Here we go. Okay, let's try again here. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Let's get our YouTube drama down for the week. Okay? Ready? Anyone? Ideas? Go. Okay. You want to call someone out for being in active paranoid oral flatulence syndrome. Okay? Unless your chair is behind a desk in an office of a job that you got after years of education and experience that makes you an expert in active talking out your ass syndrome, you can't really say that to somebody. Honey.
So that she thought was all about her. And she spent like 4 hours talking about how like I was a bully channel and that was a trailer for a video all about her. I mean, up until this past like week, there's been nothing on my channel about her. So, I mean, so put Vinny's the URL in there and we'll all go over there because I've been on here for almost 3 hours and I'm tired and I know my kids are at school and I know I need to go see my kids. So put the URL here and well, Aaron, you're back and now we're leaving. So put the URL in the comment section so we all see it and then everyone go over there and thank you all for coming and hopefully for most of you who have listened to all this bullshit and thought maybe it could be true, now you understand the reality of the situation, that it isn't true at all. The truth is, the Cucamonga people are the people who are over there. So, I'm not a bully channel. I've never been a bully channel. I'm a comedian who makes skits and funny things about people's stupid actions, of which she does many. And, you know, it's interesting that most of the people that used to be her people are over here. And there's a reason for that, because they've seen the light. They drank the Kool-Aid and it didn't taste too good and they spit it out all over her and they ran for the hills. But I mean, you know, like, I just think it's stupid. There's big enough room for everybody. I love you too, Just On. There's big enough room for everybody. And the fact that she is so small-minded and so small in her everything that she needs to make things like this to, you know, I don't know, survive. I don't know. So anyway, I do have memberships still. They are a Patreon. So if you want to be a member, we actually do not really do drama at my Patreon. We do, I can't even type Patreon. We do a lot of things like get ready with me, and we do outfits of the day, and we do makeup, and I have a big makeup giveaway coming up. So just go to patreon.com and search for Queen OG. There are free memberships. All memberships come with like a 7-day free, it's free for 7 days. But Patreon is the place. Hey, Missing Athena. Patreon is the place that I do a lot of stuff I used to do here. It's like $3.99 a month or $5.99 a month, or there are free ones. But I do a lot of like videos that are just life videos, and I do makeup stuff, and I don't really wear a lot of makeup, so I do a lot of serums, and I do a lot of like makeup tools, and I shared because I got some filler. Yeah, I got some filler. And I shared that and all kinds of stuff. So Patreon is kind of what I'm moving more towards, because YouTube is just a little chaotic. So YouTube is where I do like my skits and my live streams, but I do 2 live streams a week over at Patreon, and that's where like more of like the fun. It's more like a girls group there. So go there, and it can be free. There's a free one, and and I guess go to Vinny's, and thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. You guys have anywhere you could go, and you came here and hang out with me, and hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've learned something about who to trust and who to listen to and who not to, and how to make up your mind. So thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate and love you all, and bye. And that was mine first. I did that before anybody else. And I also did hello, beautiful people before anybody else. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Bye.